presented by the Beeline Entertainment, LLC. Enjoy the show.
People, what's good? Yo, check it out. Welcome to the Beeline ENT, LLC. What we got for you? First off, we got the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, talking a little of everything. Then we got Straight Through the Rope, STR, baby, Wrestle Talk, where we talk all things pro wrestling. Next up, we got the Show Off Show, that's right, the Beeline ENT Entertainment. And then on Sunday nights, we going live on the line with that group panel discussion. Check us out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe. Also, pick up some merch. The Beeline ENT LLC. Let's go.
Hey, you out there. If you want energy like this,
get the energy of me, Brian B. Enter that promo code BrianB NRG and get 10% off your order today. Get more W. Get more power.
WTW Wrestle Talk Wednesdays.
That's right. It's your boy Brian B from the Beeline Entertainment LLC, followed by the American prodigy Warren Marlowe from the Buzz with Marlowe podcast, and you know your boy Trey on Wheels from the 1130 podcast, talking that wrestling. Yeah. Be there and make sure you check in at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And right after that, for WTW, we got the STR Nation, baby. Brian B, Lay, Slim Jefferson, we talking wrestling. Join us 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right after Commission Talks on WTW. Make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, buy the merch, check out the website. Do it all.
everybody should know. Check it out. Your boy Brian B is trying to go live on TikTok, baby. Follow the Beeline ENT. Head on over to my channel. We got a lot of content. I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be doing a lot more. Check us out. Follow us, the Beeline ENT LLC. I'll see you there.
2,000 years later.
It's game time. It's game time.
Is stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you. Yes you are, yes you are, yes you are the only one. 'Cause there's something special about you.
There is something special about tonight. You know what that is? It's Thursday, right? Thursday Thursday don't get enough credit, yo. Thursday's a pretty good day. You know what I'm saying? We nickname all the other days and stuff like that. You know, Wednesday's hump day. You know, Monday's a day nobody likes because it's the beginning of the week. Tuesday's kind of like Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday kind of twins. Maybe that's why they start with a T. But then Saturday and Sunday start with a T too. Anyway, check it out, people. What's good? What's happening? What's up? It's me, Brian B, and we returning with the entertainment show, baby. What's good, yo? We just had wrestling last night, WTW. Hope you guys enjoyed. We had a lot of fun on STR, as well as commission talks. But now it is time to get to the spot where you, come on, baby, come on, ride the ponies or whatever they call it. And show. That's right. Yo, check it out. It's the Show Off Show. And we do got somebody with us. Of course, we got somebody with us because, you know, he's a returning guy. He's always going to be on with us. And he's talking a lot of great stuff with your boy, Brian B. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. We got a watch list. We got some recommendations for you. We have the top 5 for you. Some stuff we didn't do last week because we was over there talking about the kids, you know, situation in Nickelodeon and Hollywood and stuff like that. That was a really good episode. You want to go check that out? It's at the BeelineEntertainmentLLC.com, of course. But listen, before we do anything, slow down. Take it easy. Come on. I got you. We're going to do one more thing. And that one more thing is the intro. Of course, the intro. Let's go!
Let's make some noise.
It's me.
Brian B.
What's going on, Brian?
Hey, how you doing?
Who cares? Halloween. If you don't temporary high. Yo, and you, everybody's on.
To understand the Garden with Eve was mostly just a story. What you know, I'm hardly a priest. I'm always refraining. Good for you. With me.
I've been home for Sunday morning.
And I never was.
It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. E-N-T.
What's good, guys? Check it out. It's another Thursday. Of course, we're back at it once again. And yo, listen, go away. Thank you so much. No fans, no autographs right now. Kids. But yo, check it out. Listen, if you guys haven't already, please make sure that you go to the YouTube channel, you like, you share, you subscribe. Check it out, man. We got a lot of videos. We've been doing this since 2020 when COVID was happening, when people were suffering through COVID mania, bro. You remember that? It was doing COVID mania early in the Beeline Entertainment. And also, of course, you know, definitely, like I said before, check out the Beeline Entertainment LLC. That is the B-Line Entertainment LLC.com. I know it's a mouthful, but it's the full name of the company, and it's what we do, bro. This weekend, I will definitely be watching wrestling, of course, because we got 2 pay-per-views going on in wrestling, so I'm definitely going to be watching that. But as I'm watching it, I'm going to be in here, watching on my big TV right here, and then editing the website. So we're going to be updating the website this week, finally, you know. It's hard to get some of this stuff done. And, you know, I'm a hard-working man, right? And speaking of a hard-working man, we got another hard-working man on with us tonight to talk about all of our watch list stuff and all the stuff that's been going on with interviews and you know, entertainment, the world, and stuff like that, things we've watched. So, bringing to the stage, of course, we got my man, Kyle. Eric! What up, Kyle?
What's good, B?
Chilling, man. I'm trying to fight it, yo. I'm trying to fight it because I'm a little tired today. You know, like we said, bro, we've been working, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, you know, just trying to, you know, raise a family and doing the stuff we do, man. It's definitely difficult. Tell me something, Kyle. When you wind down, like, do you have your periods where it's like, you're like, okay, cut everything out, F the world, I just need to just do me for a minute. What do you do?
I try my best to ignore my phone, which is funny because that's when most people call. Like, I don't feel like answering the phone right now. And next thing you know, my brother calls, my mom calls, my dad. You know, I'm just trying to chill. Like I put some music on, or I put something mind numbing on for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just to chill. Like, yes, I may not have, you know, the responsibilities that you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like not single, but no family, no family of my own to speak of. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah, no, I feel you, bro. And I mean, yeah, family life is definitely different, man. I have these talks sometimes with my cousins or my brothers, and stuff like that, and like just telling them like, sometimes they feel like they can relate. And I'm never trying to take away from anybody's like, your struggle is your struggle. That's what it is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Everybody gets they limits where like, listen, I'm just done with everything. Leave me the hell alone. Let me chill. And big ups to the people who know how to take advantage of that too. Like, hey, I know I'm done. I'm burnt out. I'm chilling for a minute. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who struggle with that. They try not to. They feel like, if I take time away, I'll be less successful, or I'll miss something, whatever. You know what I mean? But it's important to take that fucking time, bro, because
I once heard someone say, and I believe this is a saying, but I did hear someone say once, no one ever was on their deathbed wishing they worked harder.
That's a pretty good phrase. That's a dark phrase, but it's a good
phrase. A dark phrase. It's a dark phrase, but basically we got people out here working themselves up until that time. Like I read somewhere not too long ago of a woman who's in her 90s and she's a beautician, still working.
Man, listen.
Now, if you choose to do that, that's your choice. That's your choice.
Yeah.
But I think it was because times were hard, and she loves what she did, and she loves what she does.
Yeah, I mean, there's some fields, man, where it's like, listen. Here's an intimate moment with Brian B. I was taking a shit on some real shit. I was taking a shit. I was in the bathroom, and that's usually my thinking time. And I was in the bathroom, man, and it was the one time where I didn't have my phone. And I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but that's a panic moment. If you go to the bathroom and forget your phone and you can't just kind of scroll while you're chilling. But when you do that, if your bathroom is like mine, it ain't too much to keep me occupied. I'm just like, in there, I'm just looking at them, picking, peeling my nail and stuff like that, whatever. And I started thinking about, what would I do? What would be my dream job right now? If I could just make it up. If somebody came to me and said, hey, right now I will point my finger at anything you say you would like to make money for and support your family and support your lifestyle for the rest of your life, what would you do? And I was thinking to myself, what the fuck would I do? And of course, it would be this. It would. There's no doubt about it. It would be. I say, listen, if somebody can say, hey, I'll give you $1,000 for every episode of the Beeline you put out, you produce, you can do that shit for as long as you do it. I'll pay you for as long as you do it. I'd be the hardest working motherfucker in the planet, bro. I'd be the hardest working person in the planet. I would get paid. I'd work until I was 100,000.
I'd be the most paranoid brother on the planet.
Yeah.
I'd be the most paranoid brother on the planet. Because no, I'm not gonna lie. You tell me that you're gonna pay me $1,000 for something that I love, I love to do. Like for every produced show, like what's the catch? Like that would be the first. That would be the first thing. Anytime something having to do with money, I kind of get. Yeah, I get paranoid, especially
Squid Game. A Squid Game, E.
Come on. I just don't. One time somebody handed me $1 just because, right? And I was just because I'm walking up. I've never known the guy. I never knew the guy, but he basically said, like stuff has been good to me in my life, and he's a God-fearing man. So he said, since then I promised God I'd pay it forward. So that was it. There was no catch, no nothing. He just handed me $1. We dapped it up, and at first I was like, no, you don't have to. He was like, man, look, just take it. No worries. Just take it. That just proves that there are good people out there. I wish we weren't so fixated on stuff we can't take with us.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. But it's also like, it's weird, man, because it's like, stuff like that it is always great when somebody does like a good gesture, and somebody does something like that. It does kind of reassure you or makes you feel a little better. Maybe you needed it. Maybe it is coming from a higher power that's like, hey, we need you to lift your spirits right now for different reasons. One story, just speaking of that, it always brings this up. This is something that's triggered for the rest of my life. Now, listen, this is a lot right here. But I'm gonna keep it short.
Go ahead, man.
there was one time I was working at this overnight grocery store. I was a front-end manager for a while. And one of the things we used to have to do, we had like 30 registers. We used to have to clean the registers at night. Wipe them down, whatever, and just kind of clean them. So I'd start from like 1. I'd have my music on. I'd be fucking chilling, bro. It's overnight, so it's not a lot of people shopping. Yeah. So, I'm sitting there cleaning the registers one night, and one of the cashiers, they were ringing somebody up, and I'm just kind of in my own world. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
This guy, he had a tan work jacket or a Carhartt jacket or something like that. Tall white guy with he looks like he was just either going to work or coming off work or something, and he tapped me because I had my headphones on. I didn't hear him. I didn't know what the fuck he was doing in his life. He tapped me. I took my headphones. I was like, "Hey, how you doing? You need anything? You need help or whatever?" And he was like, "Hey, check this out, man. You see this right here?" He had it was like this little gold colored coin kind of looking thing. It looked like a pin or like a lapel for your sleeves. Yeah, like cufflink. That's what it is. And it looked like that, but it had like an eagle on it, and it was like some shit or whatever. And the dude, he was like, "You see this right here? Take this." He was like, "Don't lose it because it's gonna bring you luck." That's exactly what the fuck he said to me. And I remember looking at it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was just like, "All right." I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." And he just left. And the first thing I did, I went over and I called my boy because me and him, the security guard, we used to talk about conspiracy shit and stuff like that or whatever. Okay. So I had put it. I was positive that I put the shit in my pocket, and I was like, "Yo, this guy just came. He just gave me this weird pin. Yo, come out here. I want to show you this shit." When Jose came out the fucking office, I went in my pockets to look for it. That shit was gone, bro. It was gone. And of course, instantly, I was saying to myself, I wasn't thinking "Oh, what if he tricked me? What if this?" I was holding that bitch in my hand, bro. If he did some magic trick shit and took it back and trying to fuck with my head, he succeeded. Because to this day, every time something's happening, I think to myself, "Yo, what if I had that pin, bro? What if I didn't lose that shit? What?" And yo, it's crazy how you can put an everlasting impression in somebody's fucking mind, yo. It is unreal. Just that little situation for the rest of my life. I'm always just, even right now, you just said the guy came to you and just randomly gave you $1. I'll never forget that shit.
That's all I want to do is have a positive impact on someone's life.
Yeah.
That's my real goal in life. I would just want to have a long lasting positive impact on someone's life, even if they do not know me. Something that they've heard me say or watch me do, or just my name came up in a positive light. That's all I want.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get that now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get that now, bro. You've been on the shows and you have good perspective and stuff like that. People are definitely gonna say shit about you.
I've gotten that from. That's how I met my girlfriend, actually. But and I was like, how the heck does that happen? But even my family who listen to my my mental health podcast, they've actually told me that that's something that they love the content.
Hey, that's good. That's awesome, bro. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show. I like your perspective on things. JC said, "I've had people just pass me $1 or $2 without prompting to, Kyle. I paid it forward, though. Bet that for sure, bro." And he said, "Kyle, I think this about you, Brian, and Eric G. You gotta do exactly that. You make a major league positive difference in people's lives, my own included, y'all." And you want to know something, JC? I really appreciate every time I hear people say that, man. JC asked to come on the show a lot, and I try to accommodate, whenever I can. JC's real cool guy. He's a loyal fan to the show. I try to accommodate everywhere in ways I can. I do have a certain direction that I am trying to go with the show, and that's why I'm kind of formulating the way that I am formulating it. But I really respect the people who take time to watch me. I really respect the people who take time just to to tell me hey, you've been a positive influence on me. And I'm sitting there, one time this guy came on the web show and he was just like, "Man, yeah, you were a huge influence on me to start my own show because I liked how you really didn't care. You were kind of free with it, and you inspired me." He was a lawyer. Mike Harris, if you guys remember, he's a poet now. He goes to poetry classes and leads poetry meeting and shit. Yeah, bro. But I never thought that coming into this. I just wanted to have fun. You never know.
Have fun.
You never know who you're gonna meet, or you never know what you're what you're going to impact. But yeah, totally, man. Shout out to JC and shout out to Kyle, man. Killing it, bro. Killing it.
Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, man. I see the work you're putting in. I see the work that everybody in the chat. Shout out to our fellow, colleagues, our friends in the podcast space. I see the work they're putting in.
Yeah, for real. I respect the shit out of everybody who hustling and busting their ass, and even the ones who kind of like fell back and taking some time, and then they come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, big ups to them as well, man. 'Cause those people need it as well. Appreciate your kind words, Brian, man. Being on your guys' stuff is a last for me because y'all are a blast to interact with. My launch is unfortunately delayed briefly, but when it hits, I want y'all on it. Okay, I know you said you were starting a podcast too.
Yeah, he's starting a show. Okay, big ups.
Congrats, bro. Congrats. Yo, listen, guys, I'm glad. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is a nice little conversation we have, and this is an entertainment show. We do got some entertainment to talk about. I also wanted to acknowledge, me and Kyle were talking and stuff like that. We're gonna give Kyle, Kyle, he's big with he knows a lot of stuff that's going on, even more than me, really. And he always sends messages in our group chats and even messages to me sometimes about different news bits and stuff like that that's happening. So we're gonna be giving Kyle the floor and maybe have a segment for him to where he's gonna be introducing you guys to some of the stuff that's getting talked about, and we'll discuss it on the show. One of the things I know you were pointing out, there's the movies that are coming out. We talked about it previously, but new movies are coming out. I know they just dropped a whole bunch of pictures of we were talking about it on the other show, but Beetlejuice, they have dropped
they just dropped a new trailer for Beetlejuice.
Oh, they dropped the trailer. I saw the pictures.
Brand new trailer for Beetlejuice. So we have a little bit more on the the story and a possible inside joke. So basically it happens after Lydia's dad dies. Right? She's got a daughter. They're back in they're she's telling them the story about how how the house was haunted and what Beetlejuice was trying to do the first time. And I'm thinking about it. I look back at when the first Beetlejuice premiered. That was the year after I was born.
Bro,
it came out in 88. The junk came out in 88. Here we are in 2024. The junk's coming out, and the new one's coming out in September. So crazy. she's telling her daughter that about Beetlejuice and the fact that Beetlejuice was trying to marry her to get out of the other world and everything. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad they brought that up, but also it was kind of creepy when you think about it. Oh yeah. Because she was only she was still in high school age when he was trying to do that. I'm like, okay, why was that anyway? So her daughter gets curious and she does says his name 3 times, and then you see a brand new antagonist. I don't know what her name is, but they got her looking all nice and creepy with the stitch on her on her face and everything, and the designs for these monsters, especially today. I love myself some practical effects. Right? Yeah. I love a good mixture of practical and CG if it looks right. Right? And at some point, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice says, the juice is loose. And somebody brought that up. They noticed that he said that, and he was like, wait, O.J. Simpson just died. Did they go back in and say, or was that just a thing? I'm thinking because his name is Beetlejuice, maybe they wanted to use that because that was filmed at this point a year or so ago. Yeah. So there's no way in the world that they knew,
Yeah. I mean, that was a phrase too for a while. The juice is loose. Yeah. I mean, even OJ was, he was the juice and stuff like that or whatever. So, I mean, I think the movie looks good. It's going to be interesting to see. I saw Danny DeVito was in it. I like that they're, recasting some of the older people from, those days, man. Danny DeVito's a 80s actor, of course, Catherine O'Hara. I mean, even Winona Ryder, you forget about Winona Ryder, man.
Winona Ryder,
she's like so much.
When I saw her in Stranger Things, because she's the mom in Stranger Things, incredible. I'm like, you couldn't have gotten a better 80s icon
for real
for this particular show.
Yeah. And think about it, she was always an 80s, one of the 80s girls and stuff like that or whatever, but she wasn't talked about as loud as the Jamie Lee Curtises and stuff like that or whatever. Nope. You know, she wasn't really or Michelle Pfeiffer, whoever, like, you know, the people that are like in the high limelight. But yeah, man, it's really interesting, yo. You know what else I was thinking about? Like, you know, I want to, yo, Kyle, that'd be a good ass episode, bro.
Stop.
Doing like you know, 80s girls or 90s girls, like, you know, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy and shit. Bro,
you already got my mind. You already got my mind.
We
going,
gotta
bro.
do it. Oh, we gonna do it, y'all.
You already got my mind going, bro. My mind's already going back to freaking Boy Meets World and Saved by the Bell. You already know. So
we gonna do that shit. That's coming to you guys. That's coming to you. Hey, listen, and hey, while we're at it, yo, next week we're gonna have first time on the Beeline Entertainment. We're gonna be talking stand up, bro, stand up comedy. Some of our favorites. We're gonna be talking about classics that are out that you can watch. From Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, like all of those guys, as well as the new stuff. You know, Shane Gills, bro. Shane Gills is funny as shit, bro. Have you watched his stand up?
I have not.
Bro, he's funny.
Which one? Two stand. One. Okay,
so
two I just watched.
Slim.
What's up, Slim? He's like Topanga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's down.
Crazy ass. She wants to go through. She on record. All of a sudden, she talking about, hey, it's my dream to be put through a table in wrestling. Like, listen, bro.
Hey.
Wild ass shit she into.
She also admitted to being a juggalo. Okay?
Oh, she did.
She like one of the she's on a podcast with Will Friedle and Ryder Strong.
Yeah.
And she at some point, this was a couple months ago, she said that she went to a juggalo gathering, right? And they looked at her like, what the heck's a juggalo? She's like, are you serious? They've been around for, you know, forever, right? I didn't know, but she knew, but she knows the juggalo culture. So even though I am not a juggalo, I know some juggalos personally, but I am not one. But I know that culture runs deep. Like they roll deep in juggalo culture. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. A juggalo. I don't know if I know what that shit is.
A juggalo is a fan of the Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, listen, bro. Okay, now it makes sense. I'm thinking gigolo. Like, you know, that's why when you first said that, I was juggalo. Like, really?
Yeah, juggalo. It's like clown circus theme. It's been a thing for a long time. And these gatherings get, you know, sometimes they get crazy. These shows and they have a whole thing about family and more. And so many celebrities have gone to their shows to perform, and underground hip hop heads and all this, you know, and all this stuff. They even did a march on Washington after Trump was elected.
Really?
And they're also they're also kind of wanted by the FBI because the FBI for some reason considers them a gang because of the numbers and the fact that there have been people who claim to be juggalos but have done crazy out of the box illegal stuff.
Oh yeah, whatever. Well, you know? Yeah, of course they go at the fucking Insane Clown Posse, but they go
after the Insane
real
Clown
motherfuckers
fan base.
The FBI, yeah, they're the ones to worry about the fucking clowns that are running around. Stop playing. But listen, that does segue kind of nicely because, you know, rap, you know, hip hop. We are going to be talking about our continuation from last week. We didn't get to do our top 5 favorite rappers, our personal favorite. Me and Kyle both have
our personal favorites.
Yep, personal favorites. Lay was supposed to be back on. Lay from SDR, she was supposed to come back on, but she wasn't feeling too well. So we'll catch Lay next time. We really appreciate her coming on.
Shout out to her.
Last week. It was really fun. She had a really good perspective. But guys, all right, I know what you came here for, and we're going to start getting down to it. Of course, it is the beginning of the show, so we're going to jump into the
watch list.
That's right, the watch list is what we've watched going on this week, and we want to tell you about and see. We do have the rating system back. Of course, remember the rating system is going to be, you start all the way down from 1. That's the sad face if you're giving it a 1. And then you go all the way up to 10, and that's the hardest shit you can possibly get. If you think something is a 10, you'll quit your job to watch that shit. That's how important it is. So if you give it something a 10, remember, it's got to be unbelievably good. Even if it's closer to 10, you give something a 9, it better be really good. But yeah, so we got that, and of course you could do 0.5, you know 0.5, whatever. All right, so we do have a watch list for you. Kyle, I'm gonna go ahead and just kick it right off. One of the first movies that I watched that I've been wanting to watch for a while because I'm a fan of it since the 80s. We're talking right now, but that was. And I was skeptical about this one. I'm not gonna lie, man, because the first one was so damn good. I didn't know how this one was gonna be perceived. But Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire,
Frozen Empire.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to check this one out yet, Kyle?
I have not. And the funny thing is I just saw Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Bro, listen. That was the reason why I was kind of scared to see this one, because for you guys that don't know, listen, we're going to start it off right now. Let's just jump right into the recommendations for you. This is definitely a high recommendation. Ghostbusters Afterlife. This movie was so damn good, bro.
Yeah,
like, it really was, man. And it was like, you walked into it thinking you were going to get some kind of knockoff-ish kind of deal where you didn't have Ghostbusters. The trailer looked really dramatic. It wasn't a lot of action that you can see. But the story, the actors, the characters, the tie-in, them bringing back the original Ghostbusters, the damn, the send-off that they have from my man, Spangler. It's crazy that it was done so well. Yeah. And I definitely got to tip my hat off, man. And of course, go check it out. I believe I watched it recently on, I can't remember if it was Netflix or it's on one of the streaming platforms. You can check it out. I just watched it for free.
I just my brother actually he rented it on YouTube, right? Yeah, and we watched it together because for a while when the trailer first came out, I saw it being, especially since one of the kids from Stranger Things is in it. It was being compared to Stranger Things like right away. They were like, are they trying to do a Stranger Things thing here with Ghostbusters? And Ghostbusters is a bit more. It's Ghostbusters is silly. Ghostbusters is goofy, but it's also dark. Whereas Stranger Things tries to kind of teeter the line.
Yeah.
But because everybody wanted to basically have their next Stranger Things, it was such a hit, So he was comparing it to Stranger Things. He was like, "Oh, you mean Stranger Things the movie?" I'm like, "No, it's not. Dude, this is not Stranger. We know Ghostbusters. Come on."
Oh, right? Yeah. So and this is definitely Ghostbusters too. Like, especially the Ghostbusters Afterlife, the first one, is definitely Ghostbusters.
And it's very like, I felt for Egon's granddaughter. I felt for his daughter. Like that. Part of me kind of disliked the whole, like she resented her dad after he, because he's dead and he was never there for her and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, but it makes sense considering the fact that he's actually deceased, But then the granddaughter trying to find her place in this, of course, it's a small town, you know. And it's very like it was very much a throwback to it, and I have to give it up. Plus, there was a kid in there named Podcast. I was like, okay, I get it. You are really trying to be today's modern pop culture here,
and they did it. They did it. That's the craziest thing. Like the characters in, right now we're talking about Afterlife still. So that's the one that came right before Frozen Empire. It had Paul Rudd. You had I don't know the girl's name. But of course you had, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, they all came, Dan Aykroyd, they all came back for this. And they had they did do the CGI of I don't know his name, but Spangler, the guy who plays Spangler. I didn't know this shit until I got older, but he actually created fucking Ghostbusters. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But there's documentaries on it. It's pretty awesome and intricate.
Yeah, that's amazing, bro. But listen, Empire. Hey guys, we got the rating system, yo. We got the rating system back, so we're gonna really be talking about it. Annie Potts was in Ghostbusters.
Annie Potts.
Okay, I think that was who was that? The girl, the main woman, the mom. I don't think that was the blonde girl with the glasses. I don't think that was her.
Annie Potts. When I think Annie Potts, I'm thinking, was that
I don't got Google right here.
Yeah, right.
Annie Potts. Potts is. Oh yeah, of course. What the hell's her name? This receptionist.
Yeah.
What was her name? I was trying to tell my kids too.
I wish she was in the movie. Check check IMDb.
Yeah, why the hell can I not see it? This should be like all over the place.
Oh yeah, because I just saw her. I just saw her recently. She was playing the grandmother on Young Sheldon.
I did see that. Yeah. I heard. Yo, I loved Big Bang Theory, but I didn't get into Young Sheldon. I didn't.
I personally like both.
Yeah, I never started watching it. I heard it was a really good show though.
It is. There are a few things that make you go like, when like, are you sure this happened this way? Because it's a prequel show.
Yeah.
And the things that prequel shows run into is continuity errors. So there are some of those like inconsistencies, but it's not that hard to just just brush under the table,
Yeah,
under the rug.
Her name was Janine. Janine. Remember, because Bill Murray used to fuck with her all the time. Yeah, Janine. That's right.
She was Janine. It was very like, but I was kind of mad that she only had a cameo, like really like a quick cameo in Afterlife.
Afterlife, yeah.
Yeah.
She had one in Empire, Frozen Empire too, guys. So what I'm gonna do right now is, Kyle, you can go ahead and give. What would you give? As far as the 1 to 10 rating, and you can do halves, that's fine. What would you give Ghostbusters Afterlife or Aftermath or whatever it's called?
I give it a Afterlife. I give it a solid 7.
Afterlife, you give a solid 7.
Afterlife, I would give a solid 7.
I think that's fair. I definitely think that's fair. All right, guys, let's see if we can try it out. I think I got the what's it called right here. I'm gonna go up a little bit. Let me see. All right, I give Ghostbusters Afterlife. Solid 7 came up for me too. Okay, I'll stick with it. I think a solid 7 is definitely good. I think that's a good point. My numbers aren't arranged or named yet, so I'm just kind of pressing the button with hope that it lands on the right one. But yeah, it was really good. Now, getting to Frozen Empire. The Frozen Empire was really good also. It had a lot of story. It did introduce Slimer. Which if you saw the Afterlife, they had a green ghost that was similar to Slimer. That I thought they were trying to make like the new Slimer, but apparently his name was like Cruncher, and he would go around and like eat every fucking thing.
Just eating everything, yeah.
Yeah, Slimer was in this one. It was nice to see the callback to Slimer and stuff like that, and of course all the Ghostbusters returned. Now for this one, I'm not gonna lie, man. The story for this one was not JC gave it a 7.5.
7.5.
Right.
Fair rating, bro.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. I think that this one, man, it was like, I don't know, it kind of missed me a little bit. I think this one was a little bit more drug out. This one was kind of like what I was expecting the first one to be. But because the first one was so good, I think this one had a lot bigger shoes to fill.
They were trying to up the stakes.
Yeah, man, it was like the story was pretty good, but the first one was so damn good. It was so many good callbacks that it was just kind of a miss for me, man. It was like it was way more talking than I think was required. Then of course you have, the new age shit where they gotta have the little weird same-sex love, story kind of in it. But this time, I'm not trying to give no spoilers or anything, but I'm just gonna let you. This time it's kind of with a ghost, and it's fuck. I don't know, bro. It was just it just wasn't all the way there for me, bro. Yeah. So I mean, when you see it though, you can give your own, opinion and stuff like that. Check it out. I'm not saying don't watch it. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, definitely check it out.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't horrible.
It just hit VOD. So I'm gonna watch it at some point.
Yeah, check it out, man. It's worth the watch. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, I'm gonna give Ghostbusters Frozen Empire a 3 is a little harsh. I don't know if I meant to hit 3. If that just came up, but if I was to give it a rating, I would say it wouldn't be far. It would be about a 4.5. I'll give a 4.5 for the story. Just the fact that all the Ghostbusters came back is really good seeing them. Their dialogue is always good. You did get to see the return of their headquarters. That's one thing I'll say. But you see that in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. But yeah, so it's a good watch. You know what I'm saying? You got your kids. My kids watched it. Of course, the kids they love it. I went and saw Afterlife in in the theaters with them. So
Nice.
definitely pretty good. But yeah, Ghostbusters is a good watch. Check it out. Something else. Let me see. Troy DeRyan, Frozen Empire was good. It just focused too much on story this time. Yeah, I agree with you, Troy. It was like it was a good movie, but it was more drug out, and it had kind of a lot to follow after Afterlife. Afterlife was incredible. They focused on a young lesbian. See,
A young lesbian plot that they never fully brought to fruition. Which was anticlimactic. I heard that there was a lot of stories that were just kind of there, you know.
Yeah, it missed for me a little bit in that way, but you know, I would still definitely say watch it. All right, so another movie. Let's jump right into the next movie or whatever. This is something that I was very curious to see when I heard the plot for it.
Yep.
And we're gonna talk about it, and that movie is Abigail. Now, Abigail apparently is the story. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you guys the plot of the movie that I heard when people were talking about it. People were saying that this was supposed to be the movie with little girl. She gets abducted. That's pretty much the trailer. And, like, you know, they had this team of, kidnappers or whatever that was supposed to abduct this little girl. And they do abduct her, and all of a sudden they turn out she's a fucking vampire. And what people were saying was she's the damn daughter of Dracula. And that's why I was like, wait a minute, this shit is crazy. So, did you see Abigail, Kyle?
As you know, horror is not my thing, but when I
That's right.
I saw the trailers to this, and then when I saw the vampire angle, I was very much like, you know, I wondered what this would look like animated. Every time I see something like this, I always wonder what it would be like animated, because I don't know, like movies with creepy kids, they're like a dime a dozen, you know.
That's true.
They're like a dime a dozen. And I watch a lot of anime. And one thing that you always have in certain anime is either magic. There was abundance of vampire stories, so this would fit right in.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's true. I mean, and the one thing about Abigail I got to say is they definitely before I tell you like how I felt about it, it was more like, you know, even though it was kind of supposed to be horror, I guess it was a lot of like kind of, you know, goofy comedy a little bit. You had some really heavy hitters in here. There was some really good actors in here. The girl who was in Scream 6, Melissa Barbara, some fucking beautiful girl. You know who she reminds me of? Identical. What the hell's her name? Old girl from Deadpool. She was in Deadpool. She was in Gotham. Morena. What the hell is her name? Even her name is similar, like Morena Barona or something like that. Remember, she was what the hell? She was Jim Gordon's love interest, and she was Deadpool. Deadpool's girl in Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
I know who you're talking about.
bro.
I couldn't place the name for her.
She's in Homeland. Her name's Morena something. Morena B. But yeah, old girl. She plays in this. She was in Scream 6. Did a real good job in Scream 6. Old girl from Catherine Newton, who was in she was in Shameless. She was in A Happy Death Day. It was a couple of people up in here, man. It wasn't a bad movie. I'll tell you right now. It was actually a decent movie. It was entertaining, but for me, if you're a horror movie person, I mean, scary is definitely not the word I would use for it. You know, kind of action, kind of a little bit of action in there. Had a little bit going on, but for me, when I watch vampire movies, it just starts making me want to see more vampires and shit, like real good vampires and stuff like that. Langoliers. I'm not sure what you're saying. JC.
Oh, Langoliers.
Langoliers. What is that?
Langoliers. That's a Stephen King joint.
That's what what's her name was talking about.
Yeah,
that's what Tiffany was saying that shit.
So from what I understand, because it was a two-parter.
Troy.
I remember because my cousin had it on cassette, right?
Yeah,
they had it on VHS, right? So this big old bulky library of tapes, right? And from what I understand, you have these passengers on a plane who end up in this kind of like time just stopped, right? Time has just stopped. They're stuck in it's like the past just paused. Right, and then these things with these giant mouths that kind of look like chain chomps from freaking Mario they come after them, and that's what I can remember. And
this should look crazy goofy, bro.
It really
What
is.
the fuck?
And it's like late, and it's like it's like late 80s, early 90s CG. So
Really, man, what the hell is
yeah.
this? I know. What's her name had just told me about it too. Tiffany was telling me about it because I was telling her about what the hell was that movie that I watched? It was a Stephen King movie. I forgot which movie we were talking about, but I was telling her how good it was, and she was like, "Yeah, Stephen King's really good because she saw Langoliers," and I was like, "Now looking at this shit right here, it's fucking it's looking crazy."
I think Langoliers was the first Stephen King movie I saw.
Damn.
And I saw that when I was a kid. I didn't find it scary at all, but
1995. Holy shit. That's crazy. Yeah, I missed that one. I might have to check it out just for just to talk about it. Or whatever.
Check it out for laughs. Check it out for laughs.
Just to kind of talk about it a little bit or something like that. But yeah. So we had Abigail. Abigail was for me, it just like I said, like I like horror shit. I don't mind horror comedy, but it was just like the story was pretty good. I'll just hopefully this isn't a spoiler for anybody, but they never did flat out say that it was Dracula's daughter, but the implication was there. It was definitely there. Yeah, I mean, the story was pretty good. I heard from this, people are talking about, hey, they think this would be a great video game, because of like the context of it. Hey, man, yeah, listen, you got the games like Jason and all that stuff coming out. Hey, do what you got to do. But I personally would give Abigail really interesting scenes in this movie. I'll tell you, they had some really good fight scenes, which I was surprised about it. Yeah, a really good fight scene, especially the end fight scene. Yeah, it was actually really effing good. A lot of good context, like how they, become vampires and stuff like that or whatever. It was all right, bro. It's worth the watch if you're home. I wouldn't go out of my way to see the shit. But I'm going to go ahead and give Abigail, let's see where I'm at. Like, remember, these numbers are a little messed up on my side. No, that's way off. Let's try again. 5 is good. Okay, 5 is good. I'll give Abigail a 5. I think that's fair. Okay. 3.5 is way too
low.
Is way too low. Yeah. 5 is good. I gave Ghostbusters a 4. I was a little bit more entertained with Abigail. I ain't gonna lie. I think that's fair. I'm always trying to give like the fairest rating, so it's like you guys can really get to know my character and my brand as we're doing this. So hopefully you guys be like, oh, Brian be like that shit. Let me go see what he thinks about it. And then you want to jump on and talk about it with us. Cool. But yeah, check it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Kyle, you don't really do a lot of horror.
I don't do horror. Yeah. I don't do horror well. I really don't.
Yeah, so I know horror is one of my things where I'm just if I'm not doing anything, like probably honestly after this, I'm probably gonna jump in there and watch a movie or something like that. Probably a horror movie. I ain't gonna lie. So here's another one that I want to talk about. I don't know if you saw. Have you saw any of the Ashley Madison documentary?
I saw it all.
Oh, you saw all of it? Okay, great. So we got something we can talk about. Yeah. So the next on the watch list, I was just watching around. Now, listen, somebody told me to watch the Ashley Madison documentary, and when I did, when I was going to get ready to watch it, my instant thought was it was a murder documentary because it was that's all I watch.
Set up like a murder documentary.
Yeah, that's all I usually watch, but it's like I didn't expect it to be what it was. Kyle, go ahead and give your opinion on what you thought of Ashley Madison. I'll be right back.
Yep. All right. So when I went into this, because I remember seeing this is about the Ashley Madison hack, the hack that brought out all of those people's personal data that happened not too long ago when I think about it. But the thing was, like, full disclosure, y'all, when I first saw because I've seen Ashley Madison ads and stuff around the internet, I thought it was just one person. I didn't know what it was, what it was about. I had no clue what the site was about. I never even tried to go up there. And next thing you know, I'm hearing about the hack and all these like supposed celebrities getting hacked and all this stuff. And now learning about it, learning about it from this documentary, there was some layers there. Honestly, there were some layers there, and some of these, in some of these stories, from these people. Like you have you have people talking about their marriages, but they still want to have an outside affair because things are not exciting to them anymore, just being married to one person. And then you have people on one side trying to justify it, and that's where Ashley Madison comes in, because it's about having an affair. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, but why you got to be so secretive about it? But then because I am not one for not trying to judge or anything like that, but I'm not, like, really, to me, like, if you can't be honest with your partner, then there's no point in being with that person. Honestly, if you can't be yourself with your partner and be honest about what you want with that partner, even if you guys disagree on things, then maybe you guys got to really think about where you are in your relationship. But this is exactly what this documentary was talking about. It wasn't just talking about, guys and women and stuff like that going out there cheating, and it also exposed the fact that they were doing a lot of shady stuff in the background too. But but one thing that's stuck in my head is people do not talk. After a while, they just do not talk to each other. Like couples, they don't really communicate. That's what I got. That's what I got from this. But I also got y'all. Ashley Madison came out in a time when security on the internet wasn't really being talked about like it is today.
Yeah, for real.
And here are these people out here making money off of people having affairs, but they also cutting corners and basically tricking people, because it turns out not as many women were on the site, even though they were, but it was like, oh no, you had your employees like make fake profiles to fish for these guys. Like, y'all were catfishing.
That shit sounded like when they did say that part. This is a documentary, so we're just talking about it.
Yeah,
this is a movie. So, but when they were talking about that shit, it reminded me of today, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's literally what happens to us today. Like, you get all these bots that jump on and be in your inbox every week. Hey, if you want to see a good thing, or to click here, or come talk to me today and see more of what I got here. And listen, bro, you still got people out here who are clicking this shit, believing it. You still got people out here who are clicking that shit. Oh yeah, cute girl. Easy fucking temptation. Our little, masculine, whatever they call it. What the Cro-Magnon man reaction?
What alpha male, whatever.
Yeah, caveman kind of mentality over there.
Hey, I'm looking for a good time tonight. I'm looking for. I'm lonely. I'm like, I hate pop-up windows. Oh, I hate it when those things, because those things came up all the time. Like, all the time, they're like, oh, can you check out my website? Can you check out my webcam show? Can you check out can you check out my OnlyFans? I'm like, it's like, y'all just be honest and tell me you want my money.
Yeah,
that's it.
But you made a good point. One of the things that you were saying about Ashley Madison documentary is it did kind of they did expose some shit, man. It's not like Ashley Madison created fucking affairs, but what they did was they created a platform that gave you the ability to have a secretive, rendezvous, or whatever you want to call it. With real life people, and they were doing other shit on the side for sure. But just to be able to have the ability. Now, this is gonna sound crazy. It's gonna be a crazy conversation, but I just want to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like I don't understand why people feel the need to want to do something different. I'm not going to act like it. I personally, like you said, Kyle, I am more of a one person dude. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Not because I'm not saying I don't either, but I'm not saying, oh, it's because I got the best in the world. I don't never need anything else. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I'm content. I'm a person who is content, and I enjoy it. Like, if I found somebody that's good for me, that works for me, a relationship as far as with my woman is not something that I feel the need to strive further or outwardly for. I can strive inwardly and say, oh, our relationship we got, let's build it. Let's keep going and go that way. Don't stay stagnated in that way. But there are people who, and you saw it from that one family with the one guy. It was a guy there, and apparently they were like YouTube stars. They started singing Frozen.
Oh, yeah, the Christian couple.
Yeah, listen, that's a whole nother fucking conversation. I'm not gonna even have that conversation, but yeah, of course, the Christian couple and
I would say that because they were all about that. They didn't. It was part. It's part of their story. But one thing I noticed when we first were introduced to the husband, he started his conversation with, "I never knew what true love was."
Do you remember that shit, right? Yeah.
Never knew what true love was. He believed that true love was what he saw in the movies.
That's right.
So in his mind, it was exciting. It was dramatic. It was this. It was that. Once he didn't fit, and plus, they got married really young. They got married in their, like, I believe his wife was in her early 20s. She was like 20, and he was like 23, right? They got married really young. And at one point, because, at one point I'm like, okay, good, good for them. Big ups, you know what I'm saying? But then when he says at some point, I didn't feel excited about it anymore. They ended up having a baby. The first baby was quick, but then when all the excitement of all that happened, and then then it just dawned on him, like, I'm not really excited about my life anymore. And I'm like, okay, so, but he never communicated with his wife what that means.
Because he just wanted to fucking do what he wanted to do. Because remember, he said that he was, even before the Ashley Madison shit, he said he was cheating all over the place. And that's another conversation. It's like, marriage and staying committed isn't for everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's treated like it's supposed to be. It's treated like it's supposed to be the right thing to do. But at the end of the day, I think people do have to kind of trial and error this shit because it's not really easy to figure out. Movies, I'm seeing a depiction. I'm seeing like what it's supposed to be: happy family life. It's what that makes you happy. But then you get engaged in that shit, and then everything is in full swing, and you have a happy family, and everything is going good for you. But then you got this empty feeling of like, damn, well, what the fuck? I still feel like I need this. I still feel like I need that. And there's people who can resist temptation, and there's people who don't. There's people who give into the shit. There's people who give into that shit with less of a damn struggle. It's like, oh yeah, that's there. I'm gonna go get it. Fuck it.
And then you have that other couple. You have that other couple where the wife, she admitted to cheating on her husbands in the past, and then she found somebody who also likes to have different things done to him every once in a while. But they talk about it. They established boundaries. The wife became a dominatrix. Like, okay, they figured out what worked for them after years of trial and error.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They figured out what worked for them. That doesn't work for everybody.
No, right? Not at all. And kudos to them. But at the same time, it's one of those weird fucking conversations, man, where it's like nobody can really be right or wrong because it all depends on just what you're looking for out of life. You know what I'm saying? Though that couple that you said, like the husband's over there on Ashley Madison and the wife's on Ashley Madison, they both fucking other people. Then they come home and sit down together and talk and eat together, and they fuck each other too. At some point, for me, and this isn't speaking for anybody else, but like the reason why it's like I personally couldn't look at that and be like, because I just don't understand the concept of just constantly having your stuff and sharing it with others, or being in so many different people, you know what I'm saying, like just constantly being passed around. Like at some point, like what do you treasure, what do you cherish, what's important to you? Like if you can take one of the most treasurable things in life, and whether that be your wife or your kids, and even like your business or your job, you know what I'm saying, like there's so many things that you hold passionately, you hold with aggression, like nobody's touching my baby, nobody. If you don't have that, like what do you are you just in love with attention? Are you just in love with contact, and you found somebody that you can just be in love with attention and contact with? Or are you like truly able to love somebody or love something even, bro? I have so much love that I give it to everybody. I don't know how fucking realistic that is, just in my opinion. I'm just saying like how I'm thinking about it.
This is why communication is so important. You know what I'm saying? This is why being honest about what you want, especially when you're talking about having a partner, or in some cases partners. Like we've seen groups of people, right? But here's the thing: they're only with each other.
Mm-hmm.
if someone does step out, they have boundaries and stuff that they work out. Like it's a whole thing. Especially you got to be like extra safe in that, in that case. I'm a monogamous guy. I never thought about I never thought about having anything extra because I'm not gonna lie. I don't have my balls are not that big. Okay, I'm not gonna and it's not like I'm saying I'm ugly or anything like that. But my thing is, I have enough love for everyone, but there's different levels.
Yeah,
and where I am in my life right now, I just want to have a person because now I'm comfortable with myself, so I know what I want for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Then and that's it. I also want them to have their life too. I want them to to build something for themselves and us build for each other.
Yeah,
that's what I want. I don't want a lot of like sex or anything or anything like that. That's great and everything, but my thing is honest, open communication.
Bro, listen, and you're telling a good story, man, because it's another thing, man. I think that narrative gets played a lot, man. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm just being honest with you. I'm growing up. I'm older now, man. When I was younger, it was definitely sex is definitely a big thing, and I'm not saying it never is. But what I'm saying is people still treat it as like they treat it the same way, like when you have conversation, at least. Like when we were younger. Now, I'm not saying that there's not people out there who's just like, nope, no sex, I don't care. If the sex is great, he could cheat on me, he could fuck my mother, he could say this, and I'll still do everything with him. All right, that must be some really good fucking dick you getting or pussy you getting. But at the same time, it's like, the other aspects you find so much more important as you're getting older because, I don't know, man, but it's just certain people, most people that I talk with, hey man, you get home, you're dealing with life, you're dealing with kids, you're dealing with different situations. You're kind of you're a little more tired. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not really ready to be running and gunning like you were earlier in your early days. A lot more stuff is relaxed. Maybe you got a good career. Maybe you have a good house. You're way more established. Yeah. And sometimes you just like to relax, man. And yeah, having that person that you can enjoy time with, having that person that's understanding of your kind of comfort zones. Hey, baby, I'm watching wrestling right now. I just want to watch wrestling and drink a beer. She ain't going to come in and try to dance in front of you at that time because she knows. We've been together for fucking 20 years. This is his time to wind down. When he comes in the bedroom, I'll ask him, like, hey, baby, I was kind of tense. Can you give me a massage? Oh, yeah, I got you. Thank you for not interrupting me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all boundaries is
and you got her with her thing, too, right?
So. Exactly. Yeah. As long as you guys are like taking care of each other, like you said, communicating. I think people put so much emphasis on sex, it makes it difficult to like acknowledge the other aspects of a relationship that really need attention. You could fuck the shit out of somebody all day, man. I've said it a million times on this show. You fuck somebody, let's say you really good. You going about an hour. I'm talking with the foreplay and everything. If you saying, no, man, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Stop playing like you in fucking high school still. You going about an hour, nigga. And maybe you got a couple of fucking people that you fucking with and you doing this and you got stamina like a fucking bull. Maybe you got 2 hours up in you for a couple different people. Whatever. When that fucking 2 hours is out of that day, congratulations. What the fuck else you doing? There's a lot of other hours in the day. You feel me? Like, stop playing like everybody's out here smashing like fucking rabbits, bro. There's a lot more things you doing other than sex, so acknowledge that shit. But Ashley Madison shit, bro. I mean, it's cool. Like, yo, listen, it's a platform for people who are into that situation.
It's very interesting. But when they said that it also cost someone their lives, like,
bro, listen,
yo, it's one thing when it cost somebody a job, because I noticed that they focused on people that were like, a bit more, on the religious side, right? But this just shows like everybody's human. But if the guy, like there was this one guy who ended up taking his life because they found out his information got caught up in the Ashley Madison data dump, and he was teaching at a seminary school, and I'm like, whoa.
It's your fault, nigga.
The Christian couple, that's one thing.
Yeah.
The Christian couple, that's one thing. A dude teaching at a freaking seminary school and you get caught on a cheating website?
Ain't nobody told you to be a freak. You over there freaking up. Hey, that's the risk you take. And I'm saying, I don't mean to sound heartless, but I'm just saying on some real shit, bro. I'm like, I ain't gonna feel bad because you was over there creeping and then you over there trying to preach and shit like that. Yeah, everybody's human.
Yeah. But you gave your real information.
Exactly, right? You
gave your real government name, all that.
You gave into temptation, and then you want the world to feel bad. Well, you chose to exit yourself out of here. I mean, that sucks. I mean, I'm sorry that your principles weren't stronger, but at the end of the day, it's like you chose that. Don't try to make it seem like Ashley Madison didn't do that to you. You chose that. I mean, it happened, but at the end of the day, you took the risk of getting caught when you made those decisions. You know what I'm saying? If Ashley Madison didn't have a dump and maybe one day he was taking his shit in the bathroom and his wife went through his phone. Hey, baby, your phone's ringing. And all of a sudden it said Jessica Dicksucker or something on it. And then, we gonna off himself in the bathroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, own up to your responsibilities, yo. But that's another reason, like you said, Kyle, like communication is key. And of course they fear, telling people truth because you don't want to lose what you have. You don't want to be exposed, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous to your reputation to put yourself out there like that in a lot of ways. But at the same time, man, if you're not communicating and you're not having that, maybe this situation ain't the best for you. Why the fuck are you in it anyway? You trying to get gratification from everything.
If this was a bunch of single men and women going on at Ashley Madison, like, do you?
We wouldn't even have the conversation right. It wouldn't even be a conversation.
That wouldn't even be a documentary. A bunch of single people going online in the early and mid 2000s looking for some strange, like that happens every day.
Kyle said looking for some strange.
That was great. No, dead serious. One time, this was back in the way back. I'm on a dating website. I'm just going through my inbox, whatever's in there, and I get a weird message. They're like, "Oh, I like you. You have the capabilities, you qualify, like, or you have the stuff that I like, the personality that I like. Do you want to meet up at this place? I just got to tell my handler you're a handler."
Oh shit.
AKA this was a bot girl, actually a spot, like, and I was like, what? As soon as she said, "Oh, I got to tell my the guy I work for," I'm like, okay. Bro. So either this is a bot because this was 2000, this was like 2009. Okay. Right? So either it's a bot or she got a pimp, and the pimp is having them doing some cyber pimping, right?
Bro, listen. Damn, fucking summertime, man. These bugs starting to come out of this bitch.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a crazy watch. I'll definitely give the Ashley Madison documentaries, being that I thought it was gonna be some murder shit. But then I was like, okay, I guess I'll still watch or whatever. Because Netflix, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe they embellish, maybe they talk a lot of shit, whatever. They got some good ass documentaries.
They got some good stuff.
Really good documentaries.
Probably they don't get cancer things. They got some good stuff.
I'm trying to tell you, yeah. They're done very well. I'm gonna go ahead. Well, Kyle, go ahead. What would you rate the Ashley Madison doc?
Based on how many times I win, what? I'm gonna get honestly, I'm giving this junk an 8.
An 8? Oh shit! I'm giving it an
8. It was a well edited, well done, shocking documentary.
Story. Yeah, this is a really good story. Definitely go check it out if you got Netflix. I mean, what the fuck else are you doing? You watching what else you got on Netflix right now? I don't even know. But
so much stuff.
Let's see. For the Ashley Madison doc, what I'm gonna go give it? I don't know if 8 is way out. I'm definitely not gonna give it a 3. I like the look of the pick. 3.5. Oh, all right, fuck it. It's 3.4. I'm gonna try to work. 3.5.
Machine was like,
yeah, it's not doing well. But I guess I would say if I had to rate it, I'd give it about a 5 because it was interesting and a really good conversation topic as well. Because I've had conversations like this. I think even me and you and people have had conversations like this before, where it's just like the importance of a strong marriage, or what is that exactly? And a union between two people is what I think it is. Other people try to formulate it in different ways, but then you got to start questioning, like, how much are you just trying to, like, configure for yourself to be right? You got to have boundaries on something, man. You can't live a fucking
just
crazy
be honest.
life out here, man.
Just be honest about what you want. That's it. If you got to go to therapy for it, go to therapy for it. If you got to write a letter down and tell your wife or your husband that you want to do something out of the box, whether it have something to do with sex or something else, just tell them. Please. Because they got people out here just doing things because they're thinking, oh, happily ever after, and that's it. That's not the goal. That's not the end game. That's the next chapter.
Yeah, enjoy your life, man. Enjoy your life. Be real. Stop being so scared. Enjoy your life. But guys, that was the watch list. I mean, some great stuff on the watch list today. Of course, go check everything out. Some of those things were on Netflix. Some of those things were on, different platforms. But everything will be on Netflix or, Hulu or Max or Peacock. You got like 6 places where you can go look for all this shit. So go check it out.
So many places.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot going on. As far as some recommendations, speaking to that, I just want to say, of course, Ghostbusters. If you haven't watched the Ghostbusters from the 80s all the way to now, I had one exception. I'm not going to lie. I'm not trying to hate or anything like that or whatever, but the one with the girls, man, it just wasn't for me. I'm sorry. It just wasn't for me. I really didn't enjoy it. How about you, Kyle? Did you like that one with the...
you talking about the one? Oh, this one?
No, hell no, yeah. This one, where is it at? Right here. The if you can see, I don't even know if you see my pointer.
The one with the all female cast.
Yeah, with Chris Hemsworth as Janine.
Yeah, here's the thing about that one. Okay, I ended up watching the director's cut for that one, right?
Yeah,
and I saw what they were trying to do, but I felt like they weren't really like it, they were just stuck on the the comedy of it, not really not really the story, and the fact that it was an all female cast. That's not the thing I was focused on. I was like, where exactly are y'all going with the story? I did like the fact that they did have a historian on their team. They had a couple scientists and they had a New York historian on their team. I like that. But they were basically trying to retell the same story from the first one, and like you could have gone to other places with this.
Yeah, I'll be real with you.
That was my only real gripe with it was they could have gone more and you could have gave people better background stories than just they do gadgets. Okay, yeah. What do we know about them?
I think my biggest thing with it was I'm really not a fan of any of the people who were in this fucking movie. I've never been a fan of Melissa McCarthy. She's just not funny to me. I can't name one fucking movie.
I'm a fan of hers. I've been a fan of her since I got exposed to her through a sitcom she did called Mike and Molly.
Yeah, I remember Mike and Molly.
And I love that. Now, granted, she does do a lot of the big girl fall down thing. Plus, she was in Bridesmaids.
Big girl fall.
That's one thing. That's one thing. I was like, I don't care how big you are. I don't care what your what your size is. If you're an actor and you're doing comedy and and stuff like that, sometimes you don't just feed into the stereotypes.
Yeah, they have a hard time with it. They had a hard time with it for sure. But I mean, it was a fucking miss for me. But as far as all the other Ghostbusters, of course, my favorite one is of course number 1. Number 2 was still good with the Ooze and Vigo, and number 2 was good. You had the baby in it. It was a little bit more convoluted and shit, but it was still a good story. And then Afterlife, I ain't gonna lie, Afterlife is one of my favorite ones now. It's such a great movie. It was
you ever go back and watch the cartoon?
Oh hell yeah! I used to watch cartoon when I was growing up, man. Yeah, that was another.
That I wish they would take a page or two from that for stories.
Yeah. Really good, really good. I haven't played the game. My son just got the game for Nintendo Switch. I actually should probably try to check it out.
The game was really good. Yeah. I was about to just go in and watch the cutscenes because somebody just put a compilation together, just made it a full movie.
Yeah,
I just wanted to do that because it's got all of the original cast back, including Egon when he was still alive.
Right? See what I'm saying? I love shit like that. Yo, check it out. Speaking of games, real quick, just a little speech. Yo, I don't know if you guys used to play back in the day, like most of us like comics and stuff like that, but one of my favorite fucking games on Xbox, 360 and PS3 or PS2 was Marvel Ultimate Alliance. One of my favorite games of all time, yo. Not 2. 2 was okay, but it was not as good as 1. 1 was phenomenal, bro. And so many boards, so many characters, and so much stuff you could do. You play that game for fucking years and still be building characters and getting points and shit.
Nice.
Love it. I just saw some guy on TikTok, bro, and they had a modded version. And the modded version had, like, everybody you can think of, man, from Marvel to DC to anime. Like, it was so, like, 500 fucking characters, bro. They brought in Doctor Doom and just, like, Marvel characters, and it looks so incredible. I looked it up, and I actually, because I don't know how to do the modding shit. I don't know how to, set it up or down. I'm like downloading shit on my computer because I use it for the show. But I want to play it so bad.
Yeah.
I want to play that shit. Like the people who be modding on TikTok, and they be playing they'll play the old wrestling games, and then they modded it, and they'll have like all the new roster and the old roster together, and they'll have all their moves. That shit is phenomenal, bro.
That's got to take so much time and and energy,
because
basically you're just putting skins on other other characters and stuff, right? And
I guess I don't know how they fucking do it.
I've seen mods in different games, and a lot of and some of the times they will just like put a skin on top of an existing character. So it'll look like that character's there. I'm like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do in order to make this look convincing,
Yeah, for real. Yeah, because it's crazy. They be having their moves and shit. Like, when I be watching the wrestling ones, I'm sitting there looking. There was the guy playing with like fucking Joe Hendry from TNA, like today. Like Joe Hendry wasn't even alive back when SmackDown and shit, or he was like my age or something. But it's crazy that they have like this technology. One of the only games that I've played, and you see a big game you see all the time with mods and stuff like that, is like Grand Theft Auto. Like you see that. And I mean, that shit looks playing as the Hulk and Superman, and it's fucking incredible, bro. How do you like play the regular game? When Fallout, I play Fallout, religiously. Yeah. But when Fallout Fallout's one of the easiest games where you can put the mods and it's already just there. You don't got to go on the computer or anything. Shit. You just play with the mods and enjoy them. But when you sit here and play it with the mods and you get all the different stuff and you play and you're like a fucking superhero just running through the game, there's no beating that shit.
You ever see when somebody modded like Resident Evil?
Oh man, listen.
Like I remember one of the creepiest things I ever saw was somebody had put on the most recent Resident Evil with Lady Dimitrescu and all that, right?
Yes.
They added Thomas the freaking tank engine.
Oh shit! No, I didn't see that.
They added Thomas the tank engine. They did it in another game too. I believe they also did it in Dark Souls, and they added the music from Thomas the tank engine. It was creepy, and they slowed it down to make it sound extra creepy.
Damn, that's some crazy shit. Yeah, I didn't hear about any of that shit.
Oh my god! If I find it, I'm just inboxing you, right?
Oh yeah, please do.
To you all of it.
Yeah, I mean, I love like Resident Evil is like my favorite game of all time. So to see like mods on there or like see what they do with it, I mean, I've definitely seen people like do mods, especially like the older ones. Like they'll update like the guns and stuff like that. There was one game where they took Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3, and they had the newer version, but they modded it to look like the older version. And they had just a shitload of like weapons and different stuff in the chest. Bro, listen, I don't know. If I had that shit and I had it at my exposure, listen, I probably wouldn't do half the shit that I'm doing now. I'm telling you right now, I'd be playing that shit forever, bro. So much fucking fun. To be able to play with Hulk and Batman and Superman and the same. Listen, bro. Yo. But guys.
Possibilities.
Yeah, bro. Just the crazy possibilities. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and just run through the last, also on the recommendations I had another great, because of Abigail. It kind of reminded me of this. One of the fucking biggest surprises that I ever had as far as movies where I walked into it and I was like, man, it's gonna be okay. Maybe or whatever, but 30 Days of Night, man. I don't know if you guys remember this with Josh Hartnett, and they were in Alaska, and they were getting ready for their 30 days where there's no sun, And what a vampire story, right? Ben Foster's in it, and basically the vampires come and they just fucking rough-sack the town, man. The small town in Alaska. The vampires' look is so damn good. The action in it is so damn good, and it's like the kills, man. Like, this shit was really dark. It was grim. It was such a good damn movie, Kyle. I don't know you're not really.
Was that really filmed in where, Alaska?
I'm not sure. It kind of looked like The Thing. Where they were filming. It kind of looked like that area. It looked exactly like that, to be honest with you. Like, they had a little bit more like cabins and shit, but it looked really familiar like that area. But the acting is incredible. Like I said, like the vampires in it, like they look, and the story is really good. So action throughout. That's definitely a high recommendation since I saw Abigail and it was a little kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? Another one I watched was Smile. Smile. I rewatched Smile. Smile. If you haven't seen Smile,
I saw previews of that. That looked creepy as all get out.
Smile. Listen, y'all. I gotta say this shit. Smile is probably one of the best fucking horror movies. I don't care what nobody says. Smile is probably one of the best horror movies I've seen in the last at least 10 years. At least 10 years. Maybe further. I'm talking everything. Smile is, in my opinion, I would have to give Smile a 9. I'll give Smile a 9 on my rating system. I'll give Smile a 9. When I rewatched it, the first time I watched it not knowing what it is. I was super open to it, and I watched it, and I was like, all right, that was pretty fucking good. Like, I was engaged in it. When I rewatched it, knowing like kind of what happens, and then just kind of paying attention to detail. When I tell you this movie is one of the movies that it leaves you in suspense with everything it does. So from the lady answering the phone, from the lady driving home in her car, from the lady opening her door to her house, from the lady going to the bathroom, taking a shower, every bit of the movie puts you in suspense. And then, of course, the jump scares, the story, the actual like events that are happening. It's so well fucking done that the lead up to the end, the end scene, it's one of those movies that just completely keep you guessing, like, what the fuck is about to happen next, yo. Another movie like that I saw that reminded me that one of my favorite horror movies, the movie 1408 with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson, where he's stuck in the haunted hotel room. And it's just like that room it's a cursed room, and that room is just throwing shit at him, bro. It's just fucking his whole life up. But the thing is crazy about it is he keeps having these visions of him getting out. At one point, like, he's out, he's on the beach, he's talking to people, and then he's in this thing, he's going to the mail room to deliver some mail. It's just a regular fucking day. Like, at this point, he's been out the room, he went home, took a shower. Oh, man, I can't believe that happened. Then he goes to deliver some mail, like, he also to pick up a package. And the guy gives him the ticket, and he was like, oh, yeah, we got this for you in the ticket. And it's got, like, something that reminded him of the room. And he turns around, and he's looking around, he's like, wait a second, what the fuck is this? And he turns around, the guy in back of him turns around looking dead at him. The fucking teller is looking dead at him. And then they just start picking up sledgehammers and breaking the wall. And all the walls start breaking, and he's in the fucking room. That shit is so good, bro. That shit is so good. Yo, 1408 and Smile. If you have not watched, check that shit out, bro. Amazing movies, yo. So those are the recommendations for the week. Also, man, a quick shout out, yo. This is another great show that I was kind of surprised that I like it so much. But Bel Air's coming back, man. This is have you watched this, bro?
I've kept up with the whole show.
It's really good, man.
Honestly, if you're gonna do a remake of a classic property.
Yeah.
Look at this. Just like, because the concept of this came from a fan trailer. Right? I remember seeing that fan trailer and thinking, this could work. I didn't think it was actually going to happen.
Me neither.
Fast forward, we're 2 seasons in with this. What?
It's so good. The story is good, and like you said, man, like, it's a remake of a show. But at the same time, remember, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a sitcom. It was a funny comedy sitcom. a drama.
More emphasis on the like it just like because when you think about it, his situation is dramatic.
Yeah.
You know, like
for real.
His original situation is dramatic. Like got into a fight. He got like if you got into so much trouble that you have to move somewhere else,
bro.
That is dramatic. That is traumatic. You know what I'm saying? And then having to live in a rich part of town, especially at the time being a black kid.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, man. But then everything else, like I love the development with my favorite character is probably besides Jazz, because the kid that's playing Jazz is like he's just too cool.
He's good.
But,
he's real good.
But the girl playing Coco Jones playing Hillary,
mm-hmm.
I love her. I love her in like her whole plot. The stuff with Uncle Phil and
Jeffrey. You know, that's my shit. I like Jeffrey's role, bro. Jeffrey's like a hitman, like
Jeffrey. Yeah. Jeffrey reminds me of Jeffrey kind of reminds me of Batman's Alfred. Alfred.
There you go.
Alfred will most of the time when Bruce Wayne goes out and does his thing, what does Alfred do? Watches out for him. But if he needs to protect the house, he can protect the house. If he needs to cover for him, he will cover for him. He's also an MI6 agent from back in the day, so he knows how to throw hands.
Yep.
Jeffrey will make sure if you don't want to hear from somebody anymore, you won't hear from them.
Yeah, Jeffrey's powerful, bro. And then having like the dynamic with him talking to the other guy, and Jeffrey's like, "Listen, you don't know who you fucking with, bro." It's a good show, man. It's an amazing show, man.
It surprised the heck out of me. I know, me too. I know some people from Philly who won't watch it.
Oh, really? Well, just out of respect.
I know some people that they from Philly. They've watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They do not want to tarnish that by watching this. And I'm like, but it's kind of its own thing.
Watch that shit, bro.
You know?
And I mean, Will Smith fucking directs it, so I'm saying, like, he knows what's going on it. But guys, listen, that's been the recommendations for the week, yo. I mean, great content, man. It feels good also because, before this, I wasn't really watching a lot of stuff. I was kind of really busy making the shows, but being able to just kind of, take some time. I literally take time to go and watch stuff or whatever. I'm watching wrestling. I'm watching a whole bunch of shit, and you don't really have a lot of time. But I take time to, sit back, drink me a beer, chill, whatever. And also, I've also been like, working out again and stuff like that on the treadmill. I got big ass fucking tablet, and I turn on the tablet and I'll be watching shows and shit while I'm on the treadmill and stuff now. So
nice.
I'm loving this shit, man. I'm definitely loving this, bro. But we're gonna get into our top five. We're gonna kind of run through the top five, just give our opinions on top 5 favorite rappers. Hopefully, Kyle, you still got your list. I still got the.
I still got my list. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still got the cues pulled up here. But we're gonna start from number 5, and then we're gonna work our way up. And that's how we'll go ahead and do this one. I hope I remember mine. I don't even know if I wrote my. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So just to kick it off, top 5, I definitely had to go here. Now for me, these like we said, these are our favorite rappers. This isn't the ones we think are the greatest rappers of all time. Nah, these are just the ones I grew up with, the ones I like listening to. I had to think more about like who was I listening to, how often was I listening to it, and shit like that. That's how I kind of came up with my list. Mm-hmm. But on my top 5, the first rapper I have, let me find him. Where he at? Boom! DMX. My dog's butt. Bruh, listen. If you telling me Rough Riders wasn't a huge motherfucking, part of your life growing up, especially you talking about hip hop, you telling me DMX, that fucking is dark and hell is hot album. Listen, let me tell you.
Flesh in my flesh, blood in my blood.
I'm telling you, even what the fuck was it? Not what the hell was the name of the damn title? X. It was the case. Not Case of X. That's Maya. I forgot. It had the X on it. Now had cross on one more road to cross. I was on a party up on it. What's my name on it? I think. But yeah, such an amazing artist, bro. One of the greatest of all time for sure. There's no doubt about it. Right up there with like Jay-Z and them. But for some reason, I don't know, DMX doesn't get a lot of love anymore, man. Like I know he was definitely 90s and 2000s all day, but he don't get the attention or even like the talk. He doesn't get talked about like how it was back in the day anymore.
I think it's also a generational thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think it's also a generational thing because we are the older generation now. So
Yeah, that's true.
taste change, like taste change. You
Yep.
know,
Definitely do. What's your number 5, Kyle?
my number five. Now these aren't in any kind of particular order because to me they're all number ones. But my number
Okay.
five, Tech Nine.
Tech Nine. Tech
Tech
Nine. Let me
Nine?
see. I'll make sure I got it right. I got the picture here. I think that's there we go. I believe
Yeah,
that's Tech Nine.
Tech Nine.
Got it right? All right, cool.
Tech Nine. Like I said, like making my list. Everybody shares a number one spot to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's fair.
Because these he's an elite lyricist. Now some some say that I heard one person say that they don't think they always think that he uses the same style. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He's gone like he's flipped style. He's flipped styles from one thing to another. It's just that you've heard him do the speed rap thing a lot more than you've heard anything else probably.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, but the first time I really paid attention to Tech Nine because I got introduced to him as a kid, but I didn't really know his music like that. But then when I started listening more to lyrics and getting off of just the top 40 like radio, I started getting into more artists like him. And the first project of his I bought is called Cluster. I can't finish the rest of this word, but it's basically called Cluster F, right?
Yeah.
And he's talking about how when he was a kid, his mother had married a Muslim man, and he didn't know where he fit in that, right? Because he wanted, there was a lot of limitations put on him based on that, but also occasionally he would read a Bible verse. He would go, study different things in different religions and different in Christianity, whatever. But ultimately, it came down to the fact that he is he's an amalgam of everything. There's a poem in the middle of the song, right? And they said really like they took everything that religion had to offer, put it in a cauldron, got and just everything that was like boiled everything down, and all that was left was love. So they came up with the conclusion that as long as I'm aligned with love, then I know I'm living righteous, right? And I was like, okay, I need more. I need more of this. I need more lyrics. I need more fun. I need stuff to make me think. And Tech Nine makes me think.
All right. Tech Nine's one of the guys that I think kind of slipped past me, man. I never really got into his music. So I never really had an opinion on him. But I mean,
everybody's different.
He's throwback, so I probably heard his music and like I didn't realize it was him. Probably bopped to it and everything, but just never got into him as hard. But I never knew him to like be able to calculate if I like him or don't like him. So maybe it'll be somebody I can discover, man. Another thing I think I asked you earlier, like what do you do in your downtime, like when you kind of just chill? One thing that I love doing, bro, is kind of going back on Spotify and just finding music, like downloading on my playlist and stuff like that. The other night, last couple nights actually, I've been going and downloading all the 90s songs, bro. Like not just hip hop, I'm talking about everything. Like the I don't run away for my life to be over. I've been listening to all that shit, just kind of like taking my brain in the nostalgia trip, bro. But that shit
call that time traveling,
bro. Listen, that gives me so much peace, man. I literally just be like, thinking about that, and just enjoying it. But so that's number 5. Let's jump right into number 4. My number 4 is gonna be one that I think everybody can kind of relate to. They're probably gonna think I got it too low on the list, but my number 4 is Marshall Mathers. Mr. Eminem. Eminem is my number 4 rapper. I would say is my favorite, and I had to think about it. But I remember growing up, bro, even from like 6th grade, yo. I remember, of course, Hi, My Name Is. That was one of his first ones he came out with. Yeah. But I had that fucking album, the Slim Shady LP. Yeah, Slim Shady LP. that entire album, bro. Talk about like lyrics, like just reckless behavior, bro. You know, the song Rock Bottom, I just don't give a fuck. And
Guilty
there was
Conscience.
Guilty Conscience, of course. That was, they had so many, like, that style was something that I wasn't used to, as a kid. Like, I was involved with music. I've said a million times on here, all I knew was music growing up. We were in that shit. So, it wasn't really anything outlandish when I was hearing crazy lyrics, but I was hearing a lot of street shit because my father was managing these artists, and a lot of them were coming from Newark, New Jersey, and stuff like that. So you had motherfuckers put them guns on this dude named Scrooge, big black dude, yo. And coming out of Newark, New Jersey, and stuff like that. And we had like his mixtape, and it was one of the songs. Get up, you getting stuck with enough artil to flip a motherfucking truck. Get lives there, we still don't give a what. That shit, I was like, that was shit that I was listening to when I was I'm fucking 7 years old, sitting in the car, just fucking like, okay, motherfucker, we going in, like. So it's like, coming from that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the type of shit I was like, man, hard shit is what it is. You feel me? Like, mystical. And I was listening to these motherfuckers. But then it's like, of course, DMX and shit. But then, like, Eminem came out. And I remember, of course, he was a white boy. And you're like, man, this motherfucker, who is this? And then you heard his songs. You're like, everybody. And all the white kids talking about him. Like, yeah, you hear this motherfucker? He's fucking saying all this stuff. And was the man, yo. And it went from Hi, My Name Is, like you said, that album, I was jamming that album all day. And then fucking I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, why would I
say I am?
That song right there, that shit put me through elementary school, middle school, whatever.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song, yo.
Yeah.
I love that damn song, bro.
I remember when the Marshall Mathers LP was about to drop, right? And they first had put out the Real Slim Shady video. Like, this was when, like, man, I miss when MTV was actually MTV.
Music TV.
But remember when they had the Making the Video show?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Behind the scenes making. Yo, like they did that for the Real Slim Shady. And when that dropped, I was so enamored with just the concept of all those like Slim Shady clones. And then I got to what he was actually talking about, because he got like when he was starting to get big, he blew up.
Oh yeah,
right?
He was giant, bro.
And at one point, huge. I memorized the whole song Real Slim Shady, and somebody had me recite it at school one time when we were just chilling, and it was in music class. We had a substitute teacher. It was either somebody recites a song or something, or we're just watching Sandlot for an umpteenth time, which still to this day, good movie.
I'll watch that shit 4,000 times a day.
You know what I'm saying? So at one point I did it, but I was doing it way too fast. Like, I wasn't on beat or anything. I was just And my cousin had the Marshall Mathers LP unedited, right? Because it was I had the edited version.
Oh no!
Right? Yeah, I had the edited because I was 13 when that, like, I was like 12 or 13 when that went out. So my aunt gave me the edited version for my birthday, but at this point I was already familiar with the unedited version, right?
Yeah.
But I noticed the difference. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can't hear that old shit.
Oh my god. It's crazy. But till this day, I'm still an Eminem fan. To this day. Yeah. Still
a great artist, man. Music is kind of, like you said before, like, the times are different now, and it's kind of looked at differently. But definitely amazing. Well, who you got for your number 4, bro?
MF Doom.
MF Doom. All right, yeah, I definitely think that this guy right here. Now you put me on with this guy. This is somebody I don't even know. I knew Tech 9, but I didn't know this guy.
Man, MF
What's
Doom,
the story, man?
AKA Daniel Dumile, another one. Rest in peace. So
I remember you said that.
So I got into him through like I had heard some of his stuff before, but this dude is like an underground king. You know what I'm saying? Okay. He's an underground king. One of his first albums when he came up with the Doom persona, because his full name was Daniel Dumile, so people already called him Doom, right? when he was coming up in the game in the early 90s with him and his brother and their best friend, they formed a group called KMD, right?
Okay.
And they had some buzz. They had some buzz at the time. They were signed to Elektra. They had friendships with people like Third Base, and they were on a single with them because they were all good friends, right? Then his brother died. Then as they were getting ready for their second album, something happens. His brother dies. He gets into a deep depression. Comes back as the masked one, MF Doom.
Oh,
his
hell of a story. like a Marvel character for real.
Pretty much. So what he wanted to do was he wanted to have people focus more on the music than just the look. Because his point with the mask was the mask, anybody could be wearing the mask.
Yeah, right? Okay.
One of my favorite lyrics from him is he wears the mask just to cover the raw flesh, a rather ugly brother with flows that's gorgeous. Right? So he'll have like these kind
poetic.
Huh?
That's poetic.
Yeah, he's like he'll have these sometimes these off kilter these off kilter flows, but the way he just rides the beat, you can't deny it. His story, like the way he does his storytelling, he samples. Like I loved it because like one of my first albums I got from him was called Food, right? And it's a concept album where everything involves food somehow, right? So, and another one that is an underground classic, it's called which just turned 20 years old. It was called Mad Villainy, right? And that has everything from not only your comic references, but it talks politics, it talks relationships. It talks a lot of, it talks a lot of, like conscious stuff, but also funny stuff. And plus, I love it. I love a good beat, right?
Yeah,
love
for sure.
Great lyrics, love a good beat. This dude also would produce his own stuff and get with other, producers, and he has different personas depending on who he's working with. And it's like, I'd say check him out if you haven't.
I'm definitely. I mean, hopefully other people will too. If people haven't heard of him, that's one of the reasons why I like doing this, because you get different perspective, you get different things. I might check him out on Spotify and have a whole fucking playlist for him.
Oh, definitely. There's plenty of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely would check him out. But all right, so that's number 4. So jumping into number 3, my number 3 for sure. Did I even download something for him? I don't even know if I have the picture. I guess I'm gonna have to just say it because I don't have the picture. That's crazy. My number 3 is Busta Rhymes, man. Busta Rhymes, Busta Bus,
good pick.
Busta Bus,
good pick,
bro. Bus is one of the fucking most phenomenal artists, man. That to this day, I think he's finally starting to really get his due. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you think about it, man, like I said, like I had to think about motherfuckers who I've been listening to just continuously throughout my life. Busta Rhymes is definitely that person. Like, every single year, all the way from the 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s to the 2020s, like he constantly got shit going. Remember like that period like 2000s to like 2010s where he was just on like every fucking remix that there was, bro. Yep. Everything, the Pussycat Dolls, Lumi D, like everything that you can think of, Busta Rhymes was featured in that shit. Yep. And the Pastor Cavassier with him and Spliff Star and Diddy and the damn what was the one where they had like touch it, bring it, baby, watch me.
Oh man, that was a summer joint, and there was so many remixes to that.
He's had so many songs like that where it was just like. You can go all the night, baby. You can go all the way back to like just put my hands where my eyes can see, and damn, why am I blanking on like one of the most popular ones? To this day, you ain't hearing help me out, Kyle. What the fuck is it? Back in the day,
which one?
The one of the Fire album. What was it called?
Fire.
Not Anarchy. The album had like Fire on the cover. It was one of his most popular fucking songs, bro. Damn, I can't believe I'm blanking on it, yo. I thought I had the damn, what's it called? I gotta find it real quick. Because I know when I say it, y'all can be like, whatever. Y'all can be like, yo, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Busta Rhymes. 90s hits. Let me do that. Y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, of course that fucking song. Put your hands where I can see.
But
Yeah,
give me some more.
Give me some more was my shit. That's not the one I'm talking about. When you hear the fucking song, I cannot believe it's taking this long to find this fucking song right now. Let me see. 1996, The Coming. When Disaster Strikes, I think that was the album. Or Anarchy, one of those. Not Genesis. Give me a list of the damn songs. Looking, blah, 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 blah. Turn it up, all good. This ain't it. Put your hands where I can. Nah, what the fuck? I'm tripping, yo. I'm sad. The comments, y'all are not even backing it up. This world is forgetting shit on here. I think this is the. Bro, I cannot believe I'm having this much trouble finding this fucking song. Not Woo-Ha. Do not think. Rampage, Q-Tip. It's a party. B-side. Bro, I'm gonna think of that shit later. I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Man,
I can't believe
it happens.
When you hear it, like as soon as the beat drops, you like, man, oh yeah, this of course this shit. But yeah, Busta's one of my favorites, bro. Like I've been listening to him jamming to his hits, and then you forget Busta's still like he's lyrical as shit.
Very much so.
Yeah, super lyrical, and he's just had so many hits over the years. One of my favorites of all time. Like I like his flow, I like his sound, and also like his like animation. You feel me? Like he's like real, like detail. He's not scared to like be goofy with it.
Nah.
Did you ever see Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson and Tony Colletti?
I have not. I know I have not.
That's a fucking movie that I definitely recommend for everybody. Shaft, not the one that he did with Brandon T. Jackson when they came back out.
Yeah.
But the original Shaft with Peoples, the dude who played in the Batman. He played Jim Gordon, the Spanish guy. The Spanish guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's Peoples. He played Peoples, the neighborhood fucking like drug dealer kingpin guy.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's such a good fucking movie, yo. Gotta watch that shit. But yeah, Busta's in it. Busta's like Shaft's like driver and shit, and he does a good job in it. But Busta, man. All right, so that's my number 3. What's your number 3, Kyle?
Number 3. Keep in mind, this is just put in order for the sake of this show.
Yeah.
But number 3 is Eminem.
Back at him. Back at him. What was you jamming to, Eminem? I know you gave us a little context, but anything else?
I've had like, what was I jamming to with Eminem? Like, I was a fan from the time I heard My Name Is because it was so different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when the Slim Shady LP, came out, my favorite song off of that was Role Model because it was just so, the video was so weird. And I'm just sitting there looking for because it was a Houdini kind of video, right? And it was just like, I don't know, the stuff that he was saying would just get me, not to mention the beat selection, Then later on, you got stuff on Marshall Mathers LP. I already told you about the Real Slim Shady and the way I Am, and it also introduced me to D12. I became a D12 fan.
Bro, Fight Music is still to this day one of my favorite fucking songs.
Oh my god! Okay, Fight Music I bump all the time, and if I'm having like one of those moments, I bump that. I bump that song, and people I feel like they sleep on the group,
bro.
But I'm like, man, you cannot. They literally made a song that sounds like it could be horrorcore, but they're basically talking about, like how we feel how we feel sometimes. If he was talking about kids getting bullied at the end, and if he could stop it, and it was like, what that was for me. That right there, I felt like was for me.
Yeah.
Because I was bullied as a kid. So as soon as that last verse from M comes up, like, if I could capture the rage of today's youth and bodily crush the glass
with my bare hands and swallow it, spit it back in the faces.
If you racist,
hypocrites who think the same shit but the same shit. Woo! That shit was the lyrics. How the fuck do we go from that to the shit that they talk about now, man?
Everybody, Everybody's
Fuck
different.
that, man. That's like what we were talking about with the marriage talk conversation. It's like how the fuck it's like you have to. The reason why here I'm about to say some real shit to y'all. So fuck it, I'm about to say it. The reason why you have to say that everybody's different shit is because you have to not. You gotta accommodate. You gotta accommodate because people are different. It's not that it's not the truth, but at the same time, where do you draw the balance of whether it be talent, whether you draw the balance, whether it be structure, where do you draw at least a line somewhere for a pure understanding? Like if there's a motherfucker like Eminem and he can say some shit like that and he comes back out and says, "Fit it back in the face, you racist hypocrites think the same shit but don't say shit. You Liberace's, Versace, watch me, Nazi.
Watch me because you figure you got me.
Not, yeah, damn, I can't even say the shit right now. Motherfuckers want to judge me, but you're not me. Listen, bro.
Top speed if you cop me.
Stop me. Man, listen. How the fuck do you spit and just have that shit, and then you say, "Oh yeah, I can listen to this guy," and I guess it's for different reasons. I guess like you'll have a million reasons for why you can, but it's just I listen to shit like that, and I'm like, "Yo, how the fuck, bro?" Like if I'm comparing rappers, I can compare somebody to what I like or what I like to listen to, but if you're gonna try to have a conversation about lyricism, like. You know, if you don't think he's one of the ones that's in the fucking top conversation, you crazy, bro. Fucking crazy, bro. Like it's unbelievable.
And to be fair, like my dad asked me because my dad, you know, he knows I was an Eminem fan and he is too, right? Like we were right there downloading stuff from like Eminem's early days off of Napster. That's how bad
Napster, bro.
Nah, but he wants, especially now that the like you know people were to have like conversations about the white rapper thing. I'm like my dad doesn't know that my dad. I guess my dad didn't know that like my top two of my top favorite MCs happen to be white. You know what I'm saying? Listen, so bro. I don't care where you come from. If you respect it, and that's in any music genre. If you respect the culture and you got something to say or you got something new to add to it, I'ma listen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna give my opinion. I'm gonna have that, you know, I'm gonna be thinking about what you said or the kind of chords you used or whatever, because I listen to that, you know, because that's what I listen for. And the older I get, the more it becomes I need to, you know, I need to really figure out what I'm listening to and how I'm listening to it.
Yeah. The context matters. You know, the context matters. I mean, it matters in so many ways. Like, you know, music. You know, what you eat and shit. E, what up, E? Hey, E, listen. Up, E? Shout out to Eric G. Guys, definitely tomorrow night, watch me. We're going to be doing Tipsy Karaoke. I'm actually looking for a song. Y'all don't know this or whatever, but I'm looking for a song right now because as soon as we get done with the top 5, I'm going to show off for y'all. So we got a little show off. So I'm going to sing on this bitch for a little bit. Okay. We haven't had a live show off in a minute, so I'm going to do it. But I will also be singing. I'm getting prepped. I'm getting prepped for the Tipsy Karaoke tomorrow night, man. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Go follow Eric G, Random Thoughts with Eric G. It's a lot of fun. This is the second time I'm doing with him. I think, it's second or third that I'm doing with him, and it's definitely a lot of fun. But all right, Kyle, good shit, bro. So we both got Eminem on our list. Yeah. My number 2 might surprise some of you guys, but I talk about it a lot. But my number 2 is Redman, artist Redman, bro.
Redman.
You remember Dirty Jers, Redman.
Also, you from Jersey?
Oh yeah, right. Same area. Yep.
So yeah, you got to represent.
Yeah, Red is my boy, bro.
Speaking of lyricists, okay, Redman is like he should be on more lists as a solo artist.
I'm trying to tell you.
He honestly should be. Like the first time I got introduced to him was through Docs the Name, and
damn, yeah.
Like it was through Docs the Name and that first music video he had with the video game character, and I was like, I got into it because of that. Then later
Reggie Noble.
It was dope.
Yeah,
it was just like he was honestly dope. And then later on, I got the Blackout album with him and Method Man. You know,
one of my favorite albums of all time. Probably, maybe number one. G Unit's album, definitely up there. That's one of my favorite albums of all time. I know that sounds crazy. One of the best albums I ever fucking heard. But of course, the Eminem Curtain Call album with the Without Me on it. That's one of my favorite fucking albums of all time. There's a couple, bro, but yeah, for sure. That Blackout album with Redman and Method Man is definitely that was another one. I was back and forth. Blackout. I was playing Eminem shit. Yeah. When it came time to make CDs, bro, listen, trust me. Me and my boys used to sit in the fucking food court of the mall before we went and saw movies, and we would just write out full fucking notebooks worth of music and stuff to download. Oh yeah, bro. That was our shit.
Man.
That was our shit, man.
Do you remember the song Off the Wall with Redman and Eminem?
I remember them having the song. I would probably have to hear it. I haven't heard that in a while.
My dad had a mixtape with that on it because my dad's a DJ, right?
Oh, so, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, my dad's a DJ, so he always had music in the car,
okay.
right? And he had this mixtape it was a Halloween themed mixtape, and it had the off the wall joint with Eminem and Redman, and they were just saying some some crazy stuff. But I love the way that they would trade they trade bars, and till this day that's still I think the only track they've been on together.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of Redman shit. I know with Redman, I've heard a lot of his stuff. Blackout was definitely. I don't know if that was my introduction to Redman. My father was bumping Redman. One of the albums he was bumping, the Malpractice album, is another one of the albums that I just love, bro. Not every song like how on the other albums I got, but as far as they got a song on there where he's got a whole bunch of his crew from Newark or whatever, from Brick City. Yep. And they're on there singing. At one point, my father was talking to manage one of the guys' name was Double O. And he's on that album, and it's just I forgot what the hell it's called, but they were just ciphering Jersey. That's what's up. What the fuck? It's just one of them hardcore. Fucking with me is a close call. It's one of them hardcore ass records where it's just
like Cypher Posse Cut kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
I love a good Posse Cut.
My man said, y'all niggas is weak. I chewed through these weeks. What the fuck did he say? I chewed through these streets. Y'all niggas is weak. I'll leave you half-ass like one booty cheek.
Oh, man.
Just talking shit, bro. Just reckless shit. And that's the stuff, like I said, that's the stuff that I grew up on, man. I grew up on that, and a lot of people did. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us grew up on that rough, hardcore shit, and then to just be dumbed down to what we be getting today is hard to fucking kind of. That's why I've been out of music for a while, man. It's been hard for me to get in touch. Also, the Busta Rhymes song I was looking for that I was thinking was "Put Your Hands Up Where Your Eyes Can See." I couldn't put it together, but that doom doom doom. Listen, it's one of the hottest fucking tracks ever. You can take that and just go off on it, bro. I want to freestyle that shit right now. but Kyle, you're number 2. We're gonna try to wrap it up, and we're going 2 hours, man. We're doing good on here.
Yeah. Number 2, A$AP Rock.
A$AP Rock, okay.
A$AP Rock. Now, when I tell people this, I have to tell them specifically. It's A$AP Rock, not ASAP Rocky. I like ASAP, but this is A$AP.
That's him, right? Am I got it right?
That's him.
There you go. Okay,
that's him. Mm-hmm.
So what is it that you like about him? What is he like? Give us because I've never heard of him. So what's a comparison?
He gets so he when we talk lyrics, right? There was a list of rappers with using the most words, right? That came out a few years ago. Mm-hmm. He was at the top of that list.
Oh shit! A few years ago, I remember Papoose did the record where he rapped with every single letter of the album.
Oh yeah,
remember that?
Slaughter. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Alphabetical Slaughter. Now the thing about A$AP is the way he delivers his lyrics and the way in his word selection. He's very lyrically dense, right? So sometimes and very metaphorical. So a lot of times you have to really decide. You really have to go back in and listen to a song a couple times to see what he's actually talking about. Sometimes it's very, sometimes it's very strict. It's straight and to the point.
Yeah.
Like he's got a song about his cat, right? And he's got a whole song about his cat called Kirby, and he's basically just talking about why he got the cat in the first place and observing him around the house and stuff like that. But the way he selects his words, the way he describes things, it throws people off at first, right? Plus his storytelling ability. Like his latest album, right? His latest album has an emphasis on technology. So he talks about where technology came from the caveman days to evolving to what we have now. And then he has another song about Mr. T, about when his family met Mr. T, because they were big they were big fans, you know what I'm saying? So then one of my favorite songs from him is called No Regrets, right? Where he tells you a story about a young woman who she's introverted, right? Like she's introverted and she's an artist. So we go through her life from the time she starts drawing to when she can't draw anymore, right? And on the hook, it goes 1, 2, 3. That's the speed of the seed. ABC. That's the speed of the need. You can dream a little dream, or you can live a little dream. I'd rather live it, because dreamers always chase but never get it. Right?
Okay. Yeah, you like some poetic fucking artists, bro. You like them deep meaning motherfuckers. Like
that's the thing. That started changing for me after high school.
Got you. Okay.
It really started changing for me after high school. After high school, I really started listening to lyrics a lot more. Yeah. And radio to me just became boring.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. If you ain't listening to some of the underground shit, even if it is, the artists that are on the radio, but if you're listening to like the underground mixtapes and shit that they doing, like I said, man. G Unit with the fucking DJ Green Lantern mixtapes and shit they used to have when they used to battle each other.
And the Woo Kid tapes.
The Woo Kid tapes, bro. And I was living off that
shady
shit.
Tapes and
or even the old school, like remember when Funk Flex on Hot 97, when he used to have them fucking guys go up on the stage and he'd just be taking different tracks and just letting them go on and spit.
And just go and cipher.
We used to record them shits, bro.
Pure hip hop.
I'm telling you,
pure hip hop. If I see somebody out there cipher, I don't care what level you are at. If you decide to go in a cipher and just spit, and just do it. Much respect. I don't care if you tell me you freestyled it or you had a written. The fact is, the cipher is unkind sometimes. You know what I'm saying,
bro? It is. It's hard. It's hard as shit. We used to do it when we was lifted. Like we used to twist it. We used to do it in a whole bunch of different areas. But I remember like I said, I was always around that shit. I used to be in the studios listening to these grown motherfucking men, talking shit about the streets and all this stuff or whatever, and then just like engaging in that shit. And then it's like, growing up and realizing I want to rap too. I started writing raps when I was in fucking 6th grade. Like, just writing. That's all I would do in class. I would just write in my notebook.
I tried. I wrote songs in class. I wrote songs in class too. But I was too nervous to let anybody hear them. That was my problem.
Really?
I would write songs at home. I would leave stuff out, and my sister was like, recite this for me. Like one time I had a song called Video Game. Right?
Oh shit!
It was like, I want to play this just like I want to play my video game. Get the high score so all y'all people know my name, like stuff like that.
Right? Going in, y'all.
Like it was just on some, like, I guess I was in, what was I? Was I in high school when I wrote that? It just came, but I couldn't write the rest of the song. And when she asked me to recite it for her, I couldn't do it. Yeah. I didn't have the confidence to do it. And in order to do this, you gotta have some confidence. I did get into like a freestyle battle once or twice.
Oh, really?
But on some 8 Mile stuff. Like one time it was during gym, right? Had a hat on, had my chain out, like I was about to actually do something, and people acted like I won. And at the end of the whole thing, they were like, "Yo, peace out, rabbit." They gave me that. I was like,
"Oh shit." Hey,
listen, I can never do it again. It was like just burst.
that shit used to be fun, bro. Like even with 106 in Park and like Rap City in the Basement with Tigger and shit. Like hip hop was really respected, bro. Like you couldn't be whack and come in there and try to recite some lyrics or something like that, or like you had to have something, bro. If you like you said, going in them ciphers, and I mean that was one thing that I took a lot of fucking pleasure in. I had a lot of battles, man. I used to fucking spit, bro. Like I used to really be really good at rapping and shit. I was a writer more than anything, but at times like when we were just kind of twisted, just fucking around, like I'd go in, or I remember we used to have a company, like a production company, me and my cousins, and like he's got an album out now. But we used to go out. I used to write shit for him. I did features in his song. We had a song. This is back in like 2005. We had this song called Spotlight. And it was me and my cousin Jarrell, and he was singing the hook, and the hook was this is my life that I see through your eyes, and if I ever see good things, it'll be a surprise. All the trouble and the struggle, gotta make changes on the double until we learn to live each day. No, that shit, that was Street Life. That was a song called Street Life we had. But that was another song. I carry big guns and niggas know to surrender because I haven't wrapped in sheets like a KKK member. You crossed me once, be sure it's remembered. I see you again. Your body parts dismembered. You got the wrong one if you think I'm going to take shit. I roll with no gun and hit you with your own shit you came with. Yeah, I'm sick, but this fucking virus is in me. I catch you flipping you laid out on the block of your own street. It's the only way to live. Hard times, getting no sleep. I'd rather make sure wives is ending up lonely. I bring heat and heat only. It's the darkness in me. Because I'm known to spread flames like it's a part of my week. I fucking speak to be heard, and this shit is my speech. I'll leave 6 in you niggas if you going to reach, go to sleep in the deep hole with no funerals. Send a note to your family, tell them they're going to be missing you. Hugging and kissing pictures, wishing you wasn't invisible. But check it, you an example. What I had did. This is my life that I see.
Yeah, you were there, weren't you?
I used to fucking spit,
nigga. That was an out of body experience right there.
Yo, it was funny because I was trying to remember the Spotlight song.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember that. I thought that was the Spotlight song, but the Spotlight song was I can't even remember that shit. But I remember the verse as soon as I started singing the Spotlight song. Man. Bro, yeah, we used to make songs, bro. We used to remix songs. Me and my cousin did a remake of the remember that Neo song, I Just Wonder, Do You We did a remix of that where I rapped a verse on that and he re-sang it. And that shit, man, I remember we were working through Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and these fucking kids, they were in a barber shop or something, and they had my cousin, and they were like, yo, I just heard that fucking new song you put out. This was fucking MySpace days, bro. And yo, we were doing big shit, man. That's why he got an album out now and shit, like blowing up and stuff or whatever. But,
congrats to him. Really, that takes a lot. That takes a lot of time, and that takes a lot of time, energy, and effort. You know what I'm saying?
For real, man. Yeah, the music.
And my dad, when like in the mid to late 90s, him and his best friend, they to this day his friend still has a recording studio, but at the time they were calling it Mad Styles Recordings, right?
Okay.
And they had like groups, and like and solo artists drop by, and one of the groups that they were producing for was going by the name of Four Black Faces, right?
Oh shit!
So they were a group out of Hartford, and I remember because one day they dropped by my house, right? And they dropped by our house. It was like a Saturday morning. And they were like, and they knew me somehow because I guess my dad used, would talk about me. They're like, "Hey, who are we?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Oh my God, it's you!" Like I was acting like those guys were like famous
and
they
shit,
had
right?
promo stuff already. They had promo stuff already. I would go to my dad like hang out with my dad sometimes when he had like the CDs and stuff printed out. Yeah. And they had a music video. I think they got it on Rap City a couple times.
Okay.
Right? It was awesome for me because I'm seeing like my dad helped produce for them. So it just next thing you know, like I had a cassette tape in my backpack. I would show it off to people. It's like, oh, my dad, that's my dad's label. This is my dad's name. You know what I'm saying? Just because I was proud and and I would bump their stuff like all the time, like all the time. They had one of their first singles was called Street Life. They had
really?
Yeah. So they had the original mix, and then they had a remix, which was a lot more like like hardcore, and they did a video for that. And I remember because there was stunt bikes. There was stunt bikes during the video shoot. I was at the freaking video shoot. It was crazy. Bro. But man, you just unlocked the memory for me, right?
Yeah, for real. But that's the thing, man. And it sounds like we both came back from like that musical background, bro. Your father was a DJ doing production and shit like that, bro. I mean, it's crazy. Like I'm pretty sure, just like me, like you've heard a lot of great music, man. Coming from people that were like, I remember my another one of my dad's artists from back in the day. Her name is Charlene Gilliam. And she's actually a writer now. Like she writes for a lot of people in the industry. Like she's been out for a while. But back in the day, they were she was trying to be a solo artist and just come out like on her own like platform and shit. And I was watching it as I was growing up. And one of the things about Charlene, one of her biggest accolades that I can remember is that I don't know if you remember Doug Banks in the morning, the Doug Banks morning show. I don't know if it was playing in Connecticut.
Don't think it was playing over here. Like you're from Jersey, I'm from Connecticut.
That's right. Yeah. It's WBLS. It was WBLS 107.5. They had a morning show with Doug Banks and Dee Dee McGuire in the morning. I believe that was her name. And they had this thing where it was like a music competition to where whoever won, you were able to showcase at the Apollo Theater in Harlem and shit. So Charlene fucking won. So I'll never forget this shit, bro. We were standing outside. This is right around the time when fucking Tank came out with Maybe I Deserve, when he came out the first time. So we went to this damn big ass performance at the Apollo Theater. You could probably look the shit up on YouTube or something. But it was a big ass performance at the Apollo Theater, and Charlene performed, bro. And Jaheim was there, 112 was there, a whole bunch of different people was there. Mystical, or one of the artists was like supposed to come, but they couldn't come, so they went and got Jesse Powell, the guy who sang You. But it was such a fucking crazy experience, man. Just going through stuff like that. That was like our life, bro. We were up at like 2:00 in the morning, outside of the Apollo Theater, and I remember we had to go to school that fucking next that next day or the same day or whatever. When we got done, like we went to school, and I remember the sun was still up, and we had just got done doing everything, some shit like that. Like I remember going to school after and seeing like, damn, it's still dark outside. Why are we here? But. Bro, so many memories, yo. Beeline, listen, me and Kyle kind of vibing right now. I forgot we're on the show.
No, we're still on the list. We still got 2 more to go. Well,
yeah. I got I think we on one more. One more
each. Yeah.
Yeah, one more each. So we got my number one, just straight up, is Method Man, bro. Like I said, Redman and Method Man are my two favorite.
I would have guessed that.
My
Great
two
choice.
favorite niggas, yo.
Great choice.
All the way. Yeah, who you got number one? Oh, bro.
Man, Wu-Tang's for the children.
Bro.
Man, and I'll go back and listen to 36 Chambers. That
incredible.
That was like number 30 something on like the top 100 albums on Billboard. Just put a list out for top 100 albums, and 36 Chambers like of all time, and 36 Chambers made it to like number 38 or 37. I don't know, but.
Yeah, I used to bump Bring the Pain. I used to bump all this shit, bro. But like I said, the Blackout album was like Wu-Tang. I definitely listened to a lot of their music, but I didn't listen to as much as I listened to Red and Meth. Like or Method Man on his own. Like, I'll recite the whole Serial Killer, like all of that shit. Like I was in love with their fucking album. But like the Meth solo album, Bring the Pain, of course. You're All I Need with Mary J. Blige, like
of course,
it was just my boy, bro, like forever. And then of course this movie came out, and you can forget it, solidified it from my ass. I was a fan before that, but when How High came out, because my rap name when I was younger was B Blazer, and a lot of that came from Johnny Blaze with Method Man and shit. So he was kind of like my inspiration and shit. But yeah, bro, Meth was my guy, man. I loved his style. It's how he just rapped, and he had used his words. Slowly I crept into the door, step by step. In the back door, then I crept, silent as a mouse on the set. Shit, I can't remember nothing. It's fucking late. But yeah, meth my shit. Who's your number one guy?
LL Cool J.
Woo! Shit. Listen.
LL.
No arguments from me, bro. LL is the genius, yo.
LL was number one. Like as a kid, right? Like I heard a lot of stuff like LL, Heavy D, freaking little bit of Will Smith, Mary J. Blige, Busta Rhymes, all of that stuff growing up. But LL, that was my first vinyl record. That was the first record that my mom bought for. Actually, I think my grandmother bought it for me. Mama said knock you out. Knock you out album, right? And I was playing that all the time, and I had some of his other albums when I could, like Phenomenon and freaking.
Listen, Lounging, Who Do You Love? Like LL has so many. When that fucking Any Given Sunday movie came out and that Shut 'Em Down shit came out, I used to watch The Box. Remember that music station?
Yeah,
The Box. I used to watch that shit for like a couple songs, and every time that Shut 'Em Down, I shut 'em down. Get off me. They can't hold me. Bruh. LL was my fucking guy. He's another one that he does not get the respect. Not Phenomenon, but Headsprung. That shit. Bro, listen.
That's
LL,
a club. Like that's a good club. The thing is, like LL has layers. Like
a lot.
The stuff that people like and like really it's like this. He was a chameleon. He could come out and do a record for the ladies, and then do a record for the streets, and have it all be on the same album.
Yeah.
And when I heard, because some of this stuff was before my time, like the I Need Love joint and everything else, right? Like people were clowning him for that. I was like, but why?
He just went commercial, like everybody. Because
he was being vulnerable, and I get it. Like hip hop at the time was about you staying in this. You're trying to be like hardcore. You're trying to be for the streets, especially at that time. But he was being vulnerable. And then what happened? He got clowned. He comes back with Mama Said Knock You Out, right?
It's fucking phenomenal.
And he was also, I think he wasn't my first concert. My first concert was actually Nelly. But yeah, my first like concert as a teenager was Nelly and the Saint Lunatics before Saint Lunatics even came out. Right?
Oh,
they had just debuted. They were just debuting one of their singles, and it was through them I also learned about people like Royce the 5'9" because they were passing out posters for him, and I'm like, that was great. But on my 16th birthday, it was either my 15th or my 16th birthday. My mother surprised me with LL Cool J concert tickets, right? And we had decent seats, and 3LW was touring with them, so they were his opening act.
3LW,
and yeah, I know, time traveling right now.
That's crazy, bro.
So yeah, and I remember distinctly because, remember he has a couple of joints with J-Lo. Right.
Oh yeah. He had that, and I'll be real. I didn't like any of them. I didn't like a lot of them shits, bro. I didn't like a lot of them shits. The one was the what the fuck was it? It was like a remake. Oh, my love is all I have.
Yeah. I remember.
Shit was
I remember. So J-Lo couldn't make it to the show. She wasn't there. So you know how sometimes they will have like an audience member, as long as they know the words, come up and do the, he gave a audience member the mic, and she immediately just started to just run around with it on stage, and she knew parts of it, but she messed up a couple times, and he passed out roses to the crowd, and I was like, this was a great show, and yes, he did all the hits, right?
That would be a great show to see.
And he has an album ready to go, but it hasn't been released yet. It's called Force, right?
Oh, shit, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, he's got an album ready to go. He had an album that he did with Dr. Dre, right? he had an album like ready to go that he did with Dr. Dre, but he scrapped it because it's like, you know what, that's not the kind of time I'm on right now, right?
Hey,
and
listen,
he has records that he did with Eminem because Eminem is also a producer.
That's right.
So M gave him some stuff, and I'm like, I just want to hear it. I just want to hear it. One.
There's probably so much of that shit. You know what I'm saying, in the industry of stuff that didn't work or stuff that didn't come out right or whatever. That's another thing. Like I said, like there's so much. We used to have this thing where, you know, I remember like the artists and stuff like that, you know, would say, "Hey, that's old. I don't want to fuck with this. That's old." And then we would always say shit like, "Yo, it's old to you, but nobody heard this yet." And that's why it's like, you know, I used to see a lot of like conflict with artists that they used to work with because they would keep trying to just make new shit. And you'd want to have something, and you know, when you get one thing new, you play it in the car 1,000 fucking times, you play it for your friends. And then after a while, it's like you forget you had such a hot song, but it didn't go where you wanted it to go. And then it's like, you know, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. And then you trying to like, nah, man, fuck that, I don't want to play that no more. But you didn't take your time to shop it. So it's like, there's so much of that, bro. There's so much music that are just sitting undercover. Just like these podcast shows. I got shows that maybe 40 fucking shows that I never even aired. Maybe something went wrong or it was boring to me. So it's like, yeah, it's just,
I got stuff I'm sitting on too.
Yeah, it just happens, man. As creators. But guys, listen, thank you guys so much for listening to us. I'm gonna show off real quick. I'm gonna sing a quick song for y'all, and then we're gonna wrap it up, bro, because it is late in the night. But I did promise a show off segment tonight, so I'm gonna do that. So we got something to keep on the file, and I can keep my word. But this is the Beeline ENT. I'm your boy Brian B, and this is where you come on and show up. Damn, that's the wrong one. I think it tells us late. I finished my cup. All right, let's get it together. All right, guys, I think I got a little music here. I found me a little song. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. But this is a song. It's by a guy named Mr. James Ingram. I'm definitely not singing all of it, but I'm singing a little bit because I got a karaoke show to win tomorrow. I don't even know if we playing for keeps. All right, guys, check it out. Compliment what she does. Send her roses just because. If you got a girl, take care of her. If it's violins she loves, let them play. Woo! Get ready for this part. Dedicate her favorite song and hold her closer all night long.
Oh.
Love her today. Find 100 ways. Woo! Check it out. Could be an old lover in her memory. If you need her so much more, why don't you say maybe she has it in her mind? All right, I think I'm taking it out. Listen, bro, that was your boy Brian B. And we had the show. Yo, this has been a fun ass night, Kyle, man. I want to thank you for coming on, and of course, man, sidekick into the show. Yo, it's been a lot of fun, guys. I hope you guys had a lot of fun as well. This is one of my longest shows I've done in a while. But shows have been getting longer recently, bro. I'm loving it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, bro. But yeah, these shows used to be an hour, man. We got good conversation. I ain't gonna cut it. Fuck that. Yeah, man. But Kyle, anything in closing, man?
Man, just thanks again for having me on. Thanks again to the chat, everybody listening, everybody watching. Big ups. And you know what? No matter what it is, follow your dreams.
For real, man.
Follow your dreams. Give yourself your flowers. Give the people that are there with you their flowers, because you never know. You know?
Yeah,
so
you're absolutely
follow
right.
Your dreams, follow your passions. As long as it's legal, follow your dreams.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna add to that. Find your peace, yo.
Find
find your peace, yo. Like, be able to calm down, be able to get away, be able to go to the restaurant. Yo, there was one time I was stressed out for like a week in my house, bro. And there was family shit, it was job shit, it was a lot of stuff just going on, and I just needed to get away, yo. I went out and I went to a restaurant by myself. I sat there, I got food, I ate by myself. I went and saw a movie by myself. And when I tell you, I love my family, you know, I'm not saying I want to do it every fucking day, but it was a really just relaxing experience just to go out and just have that peace, yo. Yo, enjoy it, man. Go to the library. Get to a fucking library. I got a library. I'm 38 years old. I just got a library card. I got a book. Go to the library. Go sit down and read a fucking book, man.
That sounds
Chill
good.
out. Chill out. You don't got to spend money. But Beeline, I love you guys so much, man. It's been a great week, another great week. We've had, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Thursday is complete. I'm trying to figure out if we're going to be watching Queen and King of the Ring on Saturday. I might do a live watch along, but if I don't, I'll definitely see you guys on Tuesday. We will not have a Live in the Line this week. Live in the Line will be coming back soon, but right now I'm enjoying these 4 shows that we're doing throughout the week, and Sunday I'm kind of taking my time. So, but until next time, guys, of course, stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and me and Kyle will be back next week, y'all. Peace out.